Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. 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 North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. The west side, raise it up. 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 Raise it up.
Hey loves, hey loves, hey loves. My name is Wyann. I also go by Y. And this is another intensely amazing episode of Raise It Up Y, the podcast. You are in for a treat today. If you are listening, you probably just heard some amazing voices, so you'll know that I'm not alone. We will get to those voices in just a second. However, I need you to know I appreciate you and thank you for your non-refundable time and your non-refundable energy that you are spending here with me and my brothers and my team. Today, Raise It Up Y is where OGs kick game to real ones only. OGs kicking this game, which raises your self-awareness, your vibration, and your capacity for love, which is just knowledge. I just realized I might have too much lip gloss on because I just popped and I almost couldn't, Nah, I'm not even gonna finish that. Hayes, I'm good. Hayes, I've been almost professional this whole intro. Okay, we back. So yeah, the whole intro. So yes, it's where we raise your self-awareness, your vibration, and your capacity for love, which is just knowledge. We want to thank all of our listening loves. This is where love culture resides. If you are a supporter of this podcast or any of our auxiliary spaces like a love lounge on AMP, the app, or Instagram Live or Clubhouse, you are a part of what we call love culture. And so we thank you for being here. We thank you for being a part of this community. Even if it's your first time, we want you to know that we are here to be a whole conduit of love and respect. I love that my brothers are testing all of my professionality tonight. I'm here. No, I'm here. I love it. But this is my shit. It's my shit. We celebrate non-corny positivity here. So yes, you will hear a shit, damn, or a fuck, but it's always fertilizer, never bullshit. Let it be known that this is the first episode of 2023. And I'm so excited because this year marks 50 years of hip hop being in existence. It is the 50th birthday of hip hop that will happen in August of this year. And if you're following the at Raise It Up Y, RAISEITUPWY, rockets up on these hoes. If you are following the account on Instagram, I'll be documenting a lot of my relationship with hip hop, why it means so much to me, and always just the love culture. And my brothers here who you're going to learn is called the Yarders. And Boomer is here. L7 Hayes is here. CA Said is here. And I just need everybody to know that one of the big things that this year on this podcast, if you guys know that we kind of have themes on this podcast. So all of last year, we were fine-tuning vibrations. Like I said, this podcast looks to raise your self-awareness, your vibration, and your capacity for love, which is just knowledge. Last year, we did the vibrational piece. We fine-tuned all vibrations. One episode per episode, we looked at one emotion very, very intensely. And it was an awesome time. And a lot of us learned things like, is the ego our amigo? We also started to look at the difference between sex and intimacy in our episode, Let's Talk About Sex, last year during Valentine's Day, if I'm not mistaken. We looked at things as recent as December of 2022, like consistency in an episode called I Just Want to Be Successful. I spoke to a lot of leaders, whether they were entrepreneurs, whether they were CEOs, millionaires, whatever they were. And one of the biggest commonalities that was reported on why they were so successful was the vibration that we atoned for, which was consistency. So if you need more consistency or if you need more fine tuning at all in your life, all of 2022 is there for you. All of 2021, we were looking at self-worth. All of 2020, we ended up looking at self-awareness. Self-worth, awareness, and 2019 was just the intro of this whole thing. So we were just kind of establishing who we were and things like that. But in 2023, where hip hop turns 50, and this podcast 100% is a conduit of, is a baby of this genre, this culture, this it's a lot of things. And I say that because I recognize that I'm a edutainer. So a lot of the people who know me from education, a lot of my students, alumni that have been with me, some of y'all don't know the first two things about hip hop, and there's no problem with that. But I love that you come here to listen, to learn, and to be a part of what we have going here. So before I continue, I want to make sure that we ground ourselves in this episode to make sure that we're actually and really here. Most of you know I am a trained therapist, not a practicing one. And when we come to our episodes, what we do is we make sure that we're actually present in this space. Because sometimes your body is physically somewhere and your head is somewhere completely else. You know, there's a lot of life going on. Man, just even in hip hop, we was talking. I'm thinking about what we were just talking about earlier between Twitch, between just different stuff, and I'm just like, there's a lot of life still going on, and we try to come here and bring you all the positive vibes on purpose, you know, because I recognize that you can turn on anything, anywhere, and get brought down. And not brought down because people are trying to bring you down, but because they're reporting on reality. And sometimes people, well, we'll get to this in a second. If you're an onlooking love on YouTube, whether you're onlooking or listening love, by the way, thank you for sharing your time and your energy. But if you're an onlooker on YouTube, you'll see that I'm wearing a shirt that has a fallen young man rapper, who is now, you know, in his next space of the universal capacity vibration still here, because you can't kill a vibration. But we were talking about that off mic, and the idea is because lifes, and you can turn on almost any channel apparatus. If you're not paying attention, it might be even be your own timeline. The algorithm that you attracted to yourself might be completely continuing to bombard you with negativity. Not overt negativity. It might just be reality, and the reality happens to be less than positive. You see what I'm saying? I want this space to intentionally be filled with some of the laughter, the lightheartedness. We get into some real topics though, you know, but we always find a way to extract the dopeness, the genius from anything dealing with hip hop, rap, and the various subcultures within that. So we ground ourselves to make sure that our head is where our body is, right? Our minds are where our bodies are. And that's what we're about to do right now. So, gentlemen, Boom knows this, but I'd kind of do like a poem. So what we do is we sit back and I invite you to close your eyes if you're in a position to do so. If you are driving, don't let this buttery voice fool you. Please keep your eyes open. However, I would enjoy that you would take this moment to be here with me. I want you to hear my voice, and I want you to bring your consciousness to your feet. And to make sure that you're doing that, why don't you wiggle your toes? And if you really feel like you're listening to this message, go ahead and touch your nose. Take your consciousness from the bottom of you to the top of you. And you're just doing that to recognize that you're presently here. Why don't you go ahead and breathe a breath in, blow a breath out. Try that again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And just take a moment to own this miracle that we call life, that you are living. You are winning just by giving yourself space in this life, just by hearing my voice and spending time with it right now, you're investing into your betterment. And I want you to sit with that and feel proud. And let's go up. My brothers, let's go up.
Roth.
Yes.
I was trying so hard.
You was gonna start flowing?
No.
Oh.
I was just trying. Go ahead.
Oh. I love that you have these gentlemen here. If you're on looking from all the way, Zelike, is this left or right on the screen? Is stage left?
Stage, whatever it is. The side is the
in
side.
The white is good. Look, let's get colors. That make it easy for me. In the
this
white,
guy here, it's the one with the crooked smile. No need for the introduction. Y'all know who did it.
Oh, that's Boomer did it, by the way. In case y'all didn't know. I like that. Yeah, no, shit. All right. Look, step into the yard. No. That's the name of this episode, by the way. Step into the yard. To my right in red is
L7 Hayes.
Yes. And to my left in blue is
It's your one word you out with the tippy.
Nah,
but I go by
you can't beat me, Otis.
The one and only Crucial.
Nobody came to see you, Otis.
Yes. No, I love that. And so I have my brothers, Sid, Hayes, and Boomer here with me all together. And I think we're missing a few components, but all together we make what's called the Yarders. Okay?
Okay, everybody. 1, 2. I'm just
on three. No.
What's that?
Big shout outs to the Yarders that ain't here right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Always. And I love I think I talked to Boomer. You guys, whether you see him or not, Boomer is always here. Boomer, he's always here. He
bi-weekly.
Or
like
you
my
sleep. Sometimes you sleep, so you're not technically here. You right?
They be tired.
I'm the night owl in the bunch. No, I think
I am.
Yeah, I'm about to say we're night owls as well. But when Boom is very, very early, and so my hours sometimes aren't his hours. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, he is such a helper and a co-creator of producing this podcast with me. And I'm always thankful that I have him on my team. And I'm here because, no, I'm going to be dead ass. I'm a yarder because Boomer said I'm a yarder. And that's period. You want to talk about it or no?
Talk about what? You been a yarder or what?
Yeah.
Well, hey, Wyann.
Come on, boss man. Tell him
Hey,
what's good.
Look.
Let's get it, y'all.
It is Otis right
Let's
there.
get it.
No, I'll be honest with you. We had a conversation. Well, there's two things. There's two things happening. 2 seconds. One, we're going to do 3 segments. Every episode has 3 segments. I really actually have 5 segments, but we rotate just which ones that get done. So the 3 segments that we're doing today is a Do I Diddy. We'll talk about that in a second. A hashtag High Why and a Get Raised. Do I Diddy? I'm informing you now. Stay at the end of the episode. Stay at the end of the episode because I can show you better than I can tell you who the Yarders are, and you will hear them in one of our songs. These gentlemen recorded this particular song already, but I'm telling you, there is a crazy fire-ass visual out with it as well, and the song is called The Yard. So stay, you'll be fine. You don't got to move nowhere. At the end of this episode, you will get to hear The Yard by the Yarders, and that's going to consist of Hayes. You see, I did it again. Sid, Hayes, and Boomer did it.
Y'all know
I
who
know.
did it.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay. I take it. I take it.
Listen, he gonna get a few says. Watch,
I'll take
it's gonna happen.
I'll take it.
When all my brothers are here, then I like all my names start to drop. Never mind. I was just about to make an example and say, Onet, don't I call you Susie? And I just called
The
Onet
brain is a
Susie.
beautiful thing. Eh?
Hey, yeah.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
And this
You
is
call
me
me
on
anything but
coffee,
out
by
my
the
name.
way, so I'm supposed to be focused. Yes, so we're going to have that Do I Diddy stay at the end. The second thing we're going to do here is a hashtag High Why. I want to do the hashtag High Why in order to address some things and get it out the way, because I want to take the majority of the episode to talk to my brothers. So I'm breaking the fourth wall in that regard, so that y'all know kind of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So the first segment, Do I Diddy, is where I feature original music from independent artists. So last Do I Diddy, you had something from Wendy that can lace your next Christmas playlist. And almost every Do I Diddy before that has been my own music, because I didn't know if they would flag me. That's why I've never used...
I got flagged for playing I got kicked off a live for playing my own music.
I don't
They gotta
like
figure
what's
that out.
happening.
That's
I don't
why I
like
be.
what's
That's why I
happening right now.
I never mind. I'm not gonna
release it.
No, and see, that's the only way.
different, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No,
if
that's-
it's on
no.
a DSP now, you get flagged for it.
But
I just got flagged for... They went back
You
in
know
my
what that
stuff
mean?
and flagged
Well,
me.
I be-
You know
Diddy.
that. But you know what that mean?
What?
They doing their job. That's all that mean.
Yeah, that is that. Because
Okay,
you don't want
well,
somebody
yeah.
using it.
That's true.
without, you know.
That's
Because what
true.
you
No, that's
distributed
true.
it for and you doing all that, they just doing their job. But at the same time, Instagram got to figure out a way
To
to
recognize
Yeah.
Make that better
who
for
it
you.
is.
Yeah.
Like,
If it's you and your music, and
They
stuff
have
like
to figure
that.
out some type of verification process where it's like, this is me. I should be able to post my own music to promote or whatever the case
be
is.
like, okay, well, I could use it in these certain people. You know.
That would even be dope. You give permissions.
Yeah, you could.
That would be
you get
dope.
permission.
But see, they should make
and all that.
Or you
artist
request
pages
permission.
for Instagram
Or
or something like
they
that.
should
That's
be.
true.
You should be able to go on this artist's page and be like, okay, well, can I request to use this song? You feel me? And then they can accept or decline.
Yeah, that'd
you
be dope.
using.
That
you
would
know.
actually be dope.
We-
Hold on, nigga.
we
They
giving
gotta
them
pay-
ideas.
I was about to say, they
Yeah.
gotta pay you for your IP.
You know?
Hold on.
You feel
Hold on.
me?
These
You
my
know?
brothers.
That's why I
Hold
said
on.
some of these jewels gonna have to be bleeped.
Go to Yardergram.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, I'm
Go to the
laughing.
yard for further tips.
But right there like that. But no, I wanted to make sure that you all heard from these gentlemen, because that's what you'll be hearing in our Do I Diddy. This is going to be... No, this is released. It's not unreleased. This is released. The Yard is
Yeah,
released
it's out.
already.
It's out right now.
Out right now.
The Yard by the Yarders.
Yes. And make sure that if you would like to, you go ahead and not only stream, but purchase. That's a whole different conversation. We can get into that another time. But that's what Do I Diddies are. They highlight other creators, especially entrepreneurs, independent creators who are doing their thing. The second thing we're going to get into today is a hashtag High Why, which is literally about to happen. Hashtag High Why is where someone submits a question to me that I answer right here for you all. Brothers, let me tell you why this High Why is important to me. I'm doing a new thing on Instagram, especially on my Wyann page. When people do either doofy, goofy, or shit that I would want to send someone who looks like y'all to go holler at these niggas about, because it's only dudes that's been doing it, by the way. I don't know if it's because I'm a lady in hip hop or my positioning or whatever it is, but I get individuals that do shit like this. Hey, go tell your boss, Dr. Dre, to make sure he listens to my Listen. I be having to be quiet. Like, I'm just wondering if L7 Hayes was the one that had that connection, would you just hop in his DM and direct him? Hey, tell your boss. Mind you, Dr. Dre is my homeboy, not my boss.
You know how you handle that.
And L7 Hayes
Right
gonna
there.
ask that anyway.
Dun,
Because we
dun,
did
dun.
out the mud, just like
Listen.
you did it.
That
I'm not
or
gonna
you
make
just
it
tell,
done.
you know what? Okay, if I tell my boss this, you tell your boss to give you more hours at that job. How
I'm
about that?
trying to tell you, it's to the point where it's happened so many times that now I used to be like, whoa, this is like, I would even respond like, yo, this is like not necessarily the way you should go about doing this. Now it's just like restrict.
No, matter of fact,
But it's
next
like you
time
gotta
you
know.
have a question for them. So when they ask you that, ask them the next time, what are you doing for yourself? For you to want me to even direct you to this man, what are you doing for
What do
yourself?
how do you expect me to put my neck on the line
Yeah,
for
so
you?
for you.
What are you doing
What are
to
you
show
doing?
me that you're worthy of me giving that time and that energy to what you just asked me?
And mind you, those be strangers, by the way. So it's not even like
but that's the whole point.
Right.
Because
Block.
yeah.
listen,
Block,
listen.
baby, block, block.
That shit you're talking is not my concern.
But two though, to a person,
Block.
to a person's defense, because this is one thing I was brought up and I had to realize, and my dad was the one that told me this. He said, "How do you expect somebody to help you if they can't see you helping yourself?"
Right.
Now, what if he said that, but you clicked on his page and you seen him doing everything right, but he just didn't have that opportunity?
But you can't tell me, hey yo.
Yeah, but I was about to
You
say,
can't start
that's a whole
knowing.
nother
You
thing
can't
right
tell
there.
Wyann Vaughn.
But that's what I'm saying.
Hey yo, go tell your boss. Like,
Yeah, that's something-
nigga, who
that's
are you
like-
talking to?
As the person you are,
Right.
As the person you are, though, that would be an opportunity instead of. I wouldn't even say hindering, because you're not hindering nothing, but a little words of advice. That's not how you should approach a situation. Like
And
that.
now you've gone to my free game segment. And
She got a free game segment.
I have
That's
a free
crazy.
game segment that I only put the music of Boomer Did It behind.
When did this start?
Oh, I got you. I
When
got
did
you.
this start?
Oh no. I can do you
wait.
one better. What they say?
Receipts.
I can show you better than I can tell you. Check me out, Hayes.
He got his own little segment. You
shit.
feel me?
You see that?
I'm legally blind.
You go to the Wyann page on Instagram.
Free
That's
game.
crazy.
And one of my highlights is called Free Game.
That's
Touch it, and I
crazy.
can tell you how long ago. 2 weeks ago this started.
Wow. Make sure y'all go get a free game.
So, just a few examples. Mind you, this is not even yet the high why. This is not even the question.
Oh shit.
So,
Shoot.
here goes
Shit.
one of the things that something happened and it warranted these responses. So, free game. Don't try to sell something that people wouldn't buy for free, aka your mixtape. That's one. Free game part 2. Guilt tripping isn't an effective marketing strategy, especially to someone like me who doesn't get guilt tripped by what the fuck you do. I'm my own nigga. I don't worry about what somebody else got going, because I know that you're all powerful just like I am. So I don't need your guilt trip, and you're not powerful enough to make Wyann sway anything. Everything Wyann does, she chooses. But I'm not unique in that. Every human is that, by the way. This is the trained therapist speaking. By the way, free game. There is nothing wrong with copping a 9-to-5 hustle while investing in your dreams. You don't know where your next break is coming from. You don't know who you will meet on your 9-to-5 job. Just let it be known, if you're a person on the right vibration, which is why last year we calibrated vibration. If you're on the right vibration, you're already attracting your destiny that you desired to you. You're not going to have to work for it. That's why we had Is the Ego Your Amigo episode. Because if you think that you're the person that's making everything happen for you, then you have what in therapy we call a God complex. And while you are an embodiment of God, if that's how you believe, this is no swaying to anybody, literally in the DSM, the diagnostic manual, it's called, like a God complex sort of. That's the nickname of it. I don't know the real name of it. But the thing is, make sure that you know you are a conduit. You are a very, very valuable participant in the miracle that the universe has for you. You are a vessel for what the universe has for you. But do not think that you are the end all, be all, because all of life's components have to work together to bring you your miracle. And you don't know if it's not going to happen on some random 9-to-5 gig. You just don't know.
Facts.
You just don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Big facts.
A winning recipe: add value without asking for shit. That separates users from members.
Members only.
From community members. Look, hey, and on a different episode, we'll talk about that's why you're little, you're little. That was shade, my bad.
Yeah.
Users and abusers.
Users and abusers. Yeah, that
You
part
know?
right there. But this is 100% why a lot of relationships in today's society, intimate relationships, like what you would want to marry, this is why this doesn't work. People come looking for what they're going to take.
Speak on it.
They don't come looking to add value. So Look, oh, this one. It's all Boomer's music, by the way. So if y'all ever want to hear anything new that Boomer has done, just go to my free game. Listen, I'm not even playing with you niggas. I'm sorry, you beautiful humans. Hitting someone's line. Ooh, this one hurt me. Hitting someone's line to contact another person through them feels awful to the person you're using. And yes, that's what you're doing. You're using
Block.
your relationship. And look at the song. Look at, oh my God. Look at,
Exactly.
and the song is blocked.
Blocked.
Hey, that's real talk. Do not hit my phone. Let me say that again. Do not hit my phone up when you can easily hit that man up right there. I do not make the beats. I write.
These is not my middlemen. Like, they have their own thing going. Stop doing that shit. If you be adults, y'all know how to reach out. Y'all know how to do everything else. Y'all be watching. I know y'all be watching. I see y'all watching. Y'all can reach out if y'all need me. And if not, keep it pushing. Cause
that shit you talking is
It's
not
my
our concern.
concern.
Don't think because you hit him or you hit him or you hit her that's gonna sway my decision because they told me like, oh, this person wants your help. Nah, like if I don't want to do it, nobody is gonna sway my decision
At all.
It's your
You know?
decision, my
To
heart.
do- you know?
That should be your decision. So now here we come to the hashtag high why. I wanted to set that bed for the question so y'all can see why the high why felt important to me. I believe one of these individuals recognized that some of these posts could have been about them.
the shoe fit.
Exactly. If the shoe fit, buy a matching purse, right? So the question came, what advice could you provide me moving forward trying to sell a limited CD and a limited, did I mess up? Trying to sell a limited CD
limited number of CDs
and a limited physical CD and cassette of my album. This is the real question. How do I get people who know me to support me? What would you gentlemen say?
Who want to go first?
That's what I was gonna say.
Let's go. Go ahead, say it. Go
For
ahead.
sure, you got that one said.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on this one because it's like if the people that know you don't support you, though, then those ain't the people that support you. You know, point blank, period. Like anybody who you know that actually supports you is gonna do it off the strength, whether you tell them or not. You know, it's all and word of mouth is a thing, but you know, those shouldn't be the people that you worried about. You know, you should be worried about just getting your music out there. You know, that's the last part of it is, you know, the people that you know being, you know, your supporters. Because at the end of the day, it'd be the ones that you don't know that be your biggest supporters. You know? So it's like you gotta go for what you know and just, you know, can stay 10 toes down. And, you know, if you believe in yourself, there's like they said, there's 8 billion people in this world. It's gonna be 8 billion other people, you know, maybe to appreciate you for who you are and what you bring to the table. So, you know, if you're not bringing nothing to the table, what support do you feel like you're gonna get? You got to help yourself before anybody else is gonna, you know, help you.
Amazing. Amazing answer.
I just don't need validation from anybody else besides me.
You know,
That's, I mean, who are you making music for, really? Like, that's, you got to start asking yourself that, especially like coming from artists like me. I'm a storyteller. So
Right.
at the end of the day, I know something that happened in my life, somebody else can relate to it. So it's going to catch somebody, like you said, 8 billion people. Out of 8 billion people, I know there's somebody out there that's going through.
it's 100,000 people just like you.
Yeah,
Point
you feel
blank.
me? Point blank. So my music is not for everybody. That's one thing you have to always remember, that your music is not for everybody. So there's gonna be people who think your music is whack, probably not interested in it, and it's okay. You feel me? Everybody have opinions and their preference. So I rock out that way.
What was the question again?
How do I get people who know me to support me? That's like the major question.
How I get people that know me to support me? Why is you even worried about that?
My point, that same point I made.
Like, your support is gonna be your support regardless. Whether it's people that know you, whether 9 times out of 10, the people that know you is gonna be the last to jump on board because they feel like they seen you come from somewhere and get to a certain part or point in life that they may not be at. So it's often little feelings there, but if you doing what you're doing and it's authentic and it's you passionate about it, you just keep doing what you're doing. Your support gonna come along the line, along down the line. Like my first album, I got most of the support from overseas. Like I was getting, they was buying pack. Like I was getting requests for 10 CDs and shipping them out to Japan, Europe, UK, Africa.
Wow.
Germany, Australia, New Zealand, and shit like that. And I ain't never been in none of these places. So that's like when
Wow.
you got tunnel vision and you focused on right here, you can't see the rest of the world. America is this big
Yep.
compared to the rest of the world. So you got to really just broaden your perspective and don't worry about who's supporting. Just keep doing what you do and do it authentically.
But they say home is the last place that get behind you. You know, everybody else is gonna support you before your home. You know, the hometown.
And then, like when you be worried about support like that, it's like you said, validation. Like, where do your value lie? Do your value lie in others supporting you, or are you gonna do music regardless if you make it or make money from it or not? You know what I'm saying? With me, I'm gonna do it regardless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the support come along the way, then you'd be surprised how many people do fuck with you or don't. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter though if you're doing it to really do it for you.
Yeah.
And two, just to piggyback off of that, it's gonna be too. Can you stand the test of time? Because there's gonna be times where you sell 100 CDs or 100 cassettes, and there's gonna be times where you go a whole day, a whole week without getting anything. Is that gonna stop you from going back out there and selling them CDs? You know,
And we in a whole different era too.
yeah. You know,
So you got to ask yourself, what is music to you? Music is not the same thing for everybody. I mean, for certain people, it can be a lift me up. You feel me? But this is not a lift me up. This is my life. I love music that much. This is my life.
the passion.
Yeah. So I was told by a good teacher, whatever you put in life, you get out of it. It's the same thing with music, man. Whatever you put in your craft, your music, that's what you're gonna get out of it. So if you giving just like
The bare minimum.
yeah, the bare minimum, and that's just to let your homies just hear it, then you only doing it for the wrong reason. You doing it just to be cool with your homies. I don't want my homies to hear it. You feel
Just
me?
to get a yes from the homies.
Yeah, I don't need a yes from my homies, and I love them.
And two,
don't
if
need
your homies is yes men with every
They not your
song
homies,
that
bro.
you
Stop
make,
that shit.
you know, you
they
need
not
to
your
get away
homies.
from them.
Tell
Them
the
ain't
nigga
your
that
homies.
shit sorry.
Man.
You know?
Big
Be
ups,
honest.
man. Big ups to the ones who do keep it solid.
Yeah, keep
Monk,
it 100.
you feel me? I had a real homie named Monk. I love him, and the reason why I say his name is because he came out and said it in a way that I wouldn't have
It
took it
shocked
right
you,
from anybody
yeah.
else. You get what I'm saying? Anybody else that would have said,
But that be what you need.
Exactly.
You know, you need
Yeah.
somebody that's gonna be 100% authentic
Yeah.
and raw with it. Like it's like if you sugarcoat it, I'm like you said, I'm gonna get that God complex.
Yeah.
That God complex is gonna come into effect, and I'm gonna think I can't do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and in reality, I didn't just put out a whole project that was shit because
And then, but
all my homies was like, "Hey,
music is subjective though, so it's like,
And
like he said,
go ahead.
everybody ain't gonna like everything. Everything ain't for everybody. So
Yeah.
if you feel it, and then do it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like it, somebody ain't gonna like it.
But we
Fuck
just saying
it.
don't
Keep it pushing.
half-ass.
Yeah.
Don't
At all.
half-ass it.
At
If
all.
you gonna
At
do
all.
it with any, and that go with anything though. If you gonna
half-ass life.
if you choose to do something, give 110%. Don't half-ass it, because then you half-ass it. What you gonna say down the road? Like, oh, I gave it my all. No, well, you didn't give it your all. You know,
And you're gonna
gonna know
be
you
the one that
didn't.
knows.
Mhm.
You're gonna be the know that
Yep.
you're gonna be the one that knows. Like, low key, I didn't even put my whole foot on the gas. Like I
And it's
kept
that.
breaking. I kept stutter stopping.
what if I would have did this?
Yep.
What if I would have did
And
that?
that's how you know you didn't give it, because you're gonna go with the what ifs.
Man.
Yikes.
And it's a lot of those out here, woulda, coulda, shoulda ass people, and that's what you do not want to. And I
In
love
all
who
walks
was that,
of
RJ,
life.
right? I love him for that right
Oh, yeah,
there.
yeah,
For that,
So, like,
I never want to be a woulda, coulda, shoulda, because you got all the opportunity now.
that's where regret brew.
Man, you feel me?
So y'all didn't even ask for this, and I'm still gonna answer this question, but just real quick, just because y'all said that, my we had a whole thing in the love lounges on like Instagram and stuff. And I was asking, do people still make New Year's resolutions? Niggas was like, nah, I don't really make New Year's. And I learned that a lot of people have a negative look at New Year's resolutions, but they didn't mind goal setting. And I
It's the
was
same
like,
thing.
New Year's
Same
resolution.
thing.
yeah.
I got a resolution every day I wake
Every
up.
day. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
see-
goal setting, I wholeheartedly feel that because at the end of the day, you should be giving 100% every time you wake up.
And that's the
You
thing.
know?
So we also got into what a resolution was versus a goal because they're not the same things. It turned into a real dope conversation. We could have that maybe on another time. But mine personally for 2023, take the risk now or feel the regret later is your choice.
I think that's life.
Mhm.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be your New Year's resolution.
This
That's
is
life.
This is but here go the crazy part. I'm 40 with a Grammy nom, with several degrees. I've done a lot of admirable shit, and I'm only just now starting to apply that piece.
But you gotta.
Do you see what I'm saying?
But you gotta let them know that.
You gotta let- I was about
You
to
gotta
say,
let them
yeah.
know
Yeah.
that. Why? Because you done went through times where it didn't look bleak for you, and you've been like, "Damn, am I doing this for the right reason?"
And
Is-
I look back at certain times,
you
and I'm
"Damn,
like,
if I wouldn't have did that, I wouldn't have got this Grammy nom. I wouldn't have built the relationships that I built." You know.
it's a real. If Wyann does all balls to the wall, go hard 2023, what could or would that look like? That's the resolution. That's the principle, the founding principle that Wyann is going at 2023 with. And I'm only saying that before I answer this gentleman's question, I'm saying that because you can win for a lot of intents and purposes. If you look at the current Wyann's life, I'm winning in a lot of areas. And I don't say that in an arrogant way. This is for Adrian Young from the Midnight Hour. I love you. And Ali Shaheed Muhammad. This is something that he always promotes on their radio show on AMP with Jazz is Dead. I might as well shout them out. Jazz is Dead. But he says, no, I'm very confident and I am never arrogant. And I want people to start normalizing self-confidence in 2023 because you think you're helping other people by holding on to what people want to call humility. And other people are looking at this thing called humility like, will you cower to the point that you become a coward so I can win over you? If you do, then you're humble. That's what he was making the argument that, mind you, these are my words, not his. This is my understanding of what it was. A longer conversation. I'm trying to condense it and stuff. But so I just don't want anyone to take Adrian Young out of context. He's an outstanding thinker, law degree holder. He's not an idiot by any means necessary. But you have to understand that being self-confident in a world that builds its profit off of you not knowing your worth.
But that also go with taking that, like how you said, keyword when the question that you had said, it was what? Like, what does that look like? To have that self-confidence, it wouldn't be what does it look like? It would be how does it look?
How does it look?
Because it's speaking it into existence.
Yeah.
You know, because, yeah, you got that Grammy nomination, but now it's like, okay, how is it gonna look with the Grammy in my hand?
Yeah.
Now
Visualization.
It's that step up. Now it's like, okay, well, I know I did this and this is where this got me.
Yeah.
Okay, how can I be a better version?
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
what is it gonna take to be a better version. It's how can I be a better version?
What's the
Why?
process?
Because that how is gonna turn into action.
Yeah.
You know, instead of that what is
Yeah.
all thought.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll give you that. Absolutely. And I enjoy the fact that when we are having these types of conversations, it brings and calls into question how we all are doing music. Because I hope you guys know there's no solopreneur, which is what a lot of artists are. You're not an entrepreneur, you're a solopreneur. A lot of the time, y'all doing this shit. I mean, as yarders, we do this together, don't get me wrong. But when you're home dealing with your bills and your children and your emotions or mental state and stuff like that, what Boomer is dealing with in his head is different than what Sed is dealing with different from Hayes, different from Wyann. And we are a group, but we are always in our own process of life. So we have to make sure that while we're doing all of this, we're considering, what does that look like for me? And sometimes coming back to this high why question, how do I get people to know? How do I get people who know me to support me? Self-doubt is an avid visitor of a creative, any creative. Self-doubt man, that nigga will come over, bring an eighth, and want to play spades every 2 days. You understand? Where opportunity comes maybe twice a year, if you can even clock her like that. Opportunity is not a lengthy visitor, and when she comes, she come. When she go, she go. But self-doubt, woo! So, and that's why if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. But self-doubt, my loves, will come and sit with you. It will look at all of your problems with you like, that's why you didn't. And that's why you wasn't. And remember, his verse was harder than you. Remember when you had to rewrite this? Remember when you didn't? Remember when you wasn't? That self-doubt will make you question how you sound. Your self-doubt will have you change your sound every project.
You should get new equipment. It's going to make you feel like that.
Yeah.
With new equipment, you like, wait, my voice really sound like that? And then now you done recorded 20, 30 times.
albums
You
with some old
recorded
shit.
20, 30 times over the same thing over and over because you like, man, I don't like the way I sound, you know?
If you doubt yourself, don't do it.
Yeah.
Man, just a real simple statement. If you're in that process right now, there's a thing called thought blocking. It's a tool that we sometimes use in therapy, where once we see a client begin to go into the continuous, well, and then, and you know what, I didn't, and I'm not even sure, it's like a literal, like, we'll shake the room, like, stop! Like, and it shakes your countenance biologically, and they're like, Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, whoa, what happened? And it's like, I have to rattle you to get you out of that spiral. This is no longer valid. We have to stop that line. We stop it here and now. And you speak that with authority, but for the individual that wants your people around you to support you, the gentlemen have already stated it. My brothers have stated it already.
Don't worry about it.
The individuals that support you are going to be the individuals that support you. Some people, you don't realize when your ego is at play. Some people don't realize when their ego is at play because there are certain people that say, hey, Yarders, I want to win. I want to win.
Define winning.
And then there are certain
your
people
definition?
that say, hey, Yarders, I want to win like this. They don't want to win by any means necessary. They want to win only if they can determine how it looks. And so in your lives, because y'all don't probably have Yarders
Perception
with
is
around you.
everything.
Perception is everything. If y'all in your lives, this individual included, if you don't realize that winning can look a myriad of ways, winning can and will surpass your small understanding. And I don't care if you have Albert Einstein's brain and Quincy Jones's line of legacy behind you. There's no one in human existence that can hear all the music. There is no one in human existence that didn't pass on somebody that ended up becoming Beethoven, Whitney Houston, Jill Scott. And I actually know people who passed on Whitney Houston and Jill Scott. Montel Jordan. I'm just thinking of a few people that I know, and they were like, yep. Snoop Dogg, Eminem. I couldn't hear it. It wasn't for me.
It wasn't meant.
And it wasn't.
To the Key Club when
It
Kendrick got
wasn't.
booed. Like,
Yo.
you know? Like,
That
I
was
was
early though.
But
That was hella early.
I'm about to say that wasn't Kendrick. That was Dot.
That was.
Well, that was
Dot.
Dot. But
Yeah, that
at the
was
same
Dot.
time, it's like you got to think about it like this. He got booed for a song that people love till this day.
Yeah.
What song?
Pussy and Patron. Oh, what up?
I'm
though?
going through
What
something
up,
in
though?
life.
Come on. And everybody,
man.
I guarantee you, everybody who listens to K-Dot can recite that song.
That's a classic K-Dot.
Come on, but he got booed for that early because people.
They didn't understand.
But what would have come of that if he let that be like the end all be all?
That's
You know,
been still in the hub.
with with all the homies
Bruh.
trying to do what we do. You feel me?
Wait, and all of the same homies, going back to the question,
But
all the same homies that didn't support
stuck
you
in
in
the
the
cycle.
first
You know?
place.
Stuck in the death
Stuck
cycle.
in that same cycle.
And stuck in a cycle. So let it very simply. How do you get the people around you to support you? You don't.
Not worry about it.
You don't. No, literally, you cannot make a motherfucker like you.
You can't.
You or your music. That what is the on Abbott Elementary, the woman who used to be a dream girl, who started originally as a dream girl, the actress Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Yeah.
Cheryl Lee Ralph. Her speech was so passionate. People don't have to like you. People don't even have to respect you. You have to look in the mirror and love what you see.
Man.
If you love what you see in that mirror, if that means something to you, that's going to carry you the rest of this lifetime. Said by a 66-year-old woman who is earning all her like her Grammy, acting
that's
Grammys and
crazy.
stuff. You get me?
That's crazy.
She's learning, she's
that's
getting
crazy.
all of that stuff now.
But I think you had that podcast. I think it was like last episode on the podcast last year when you was talking about like don't like get down on yourself if it don't happen early. Like, it people that hit their 30s, hit their 40s, and then became millionaires, billionaires. It's not
1,000.
when it's your time, it's your time. That
Period.
time might not be now. That time might be 10 years down the line. But like you said, you stay prepared. If you continue doing what you do and you block out all the noise, and like that's one thing about us. Like I could be going through whatever in my life, but when it comes down to coming to the yard or being in tune with the yard, I don't let the outside noise that I'm going through come inside of this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's where it's like, that's how you are able to determine whether work can get done and things could get done.
Yes.
You harboring that energy that should have been left at the door, like,
And that's what you call maintaining your yard.
No, dead ass. Ooh, I like that. This episode, this episode is being called Step Into the Yard. So I feel like this is like studio stories for us. Like what we're doing, I'm sorry, I'm not even near my mic. What we're doing right here with you all is what we all do in the studio, just talking, Zoom meetings, just sitting, talking, catching up, and really 100% tapping in with one another. And that's that's a privilege, actually. That's a privilege from the solopreneur space, like where I know Wyann gets in her head all the time. I record with Boom, Boom be like, get out your head. Just do it. Just go for it. You know what I mean? Like he'll have to, and I'm like, right, who the fuck? I'm Wyann. Hold up. Let me take my hair down. Let me put my lip. I think that happened the other night when I did that slow song. I had all my stuff on. I looked at the video of that the other day because I was taping.
I didn't sign a release for him. I caught wind of that after the fact.
And I had it all on YouTube.
said
No,
no
I'm messing
flash
with it.
photography.
I said, but I ended up looking at that and I walked in as if I was about to walk right out. Like I didn't come. You notice how when we start the episode, I say let's ground ourselves. Let's make sure that we're actually present here.
Mm-hmm.
In my head,
It was
I
so
had
much going on.
Bro, I had my whole outfit on still. I had all of my stuff zipped up, shit on, like looking like nothing. When I say looking like nothing, in comparison to my ritual, I have like a recording ritual. I knew better. That was the part that bothered me about that. I knew better. So then when I was getting into the performances that we kept, I took my shit off. I took that off. I put lip gloss on. I was like, wait, I gotta, to give that
Comfort.
I'm her performance, I gotta feel like her. I gotta, okay, hold up. Let me let my hair down. Let me, if I would walk into a terrace session, a certain look, a certain way, I'm a shortchange me? I'm a shortchange Boom? Never. It's just not me. So it's just interesting that I wanted to bring that part up to say, where you are, be there. Make sure that you're doing your art for you, not for the validation, not for anyone else. And I think whatever you're selling, I don't care what it is, make sure that you're adding value to a space, a set of people, either musically or creating a fan base in a way for yourself, actually touching and connecting with people, like be of service to the people that you would want to hopefully gain some support from. If that means so much to you, being around people means so much to you, what are you adding into the ethos of the people that you're about to ask something from? If you're going to ask of someone, you better have an investment there to be able to withdraw leverage wise. You better be able to have something to withdraw. That's what I will say. Just thought about that. Am I making a lot of noise?
And then I hear from a lot of people, like how he just said right now, how do he get people to support me? You also get people to support you by supporting. Don't ask for something that you're not willing to give. And because you have no right to feel bad. You get what I'm saying? Like asking that, I would want to ask you, what have you done for somebody else or the next person? Because you probably feel bad by not getting the support from the next, but shit, you ain't done it.
Yeah.
So with me, don't ask for something that you ain't willing to give out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not about to post your music and me doing music. I don't get that post. I'm not the outlet to help you make it. I don't get paid to help you make it. So,
But you know how we said the whole like, oh, how it said, how do we get the people that know me to support me?
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted of being enthusiastic for the people you feel that should support you to hear your music. Don't get that twisted with, oh, like if they don't like it, nobody else gonna like it.
Right.
You know, you should always be enthusiastic to show people your music, but don't let that be the end all be all of, okay, if I don't get the head nods that I need, okay, we scrapping that one. Like, no.
That's that J verse. I felt so inspired by what my teacher said. Said I either be dead or be a reefer head. Now fast forward, he said I'll teach his ass even better what my uncle did. I pop my demo tape in, start to beat my nod my head, peek out my eyes, see if he was nodding his. He might as well said beat it, kid. He's on the list. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just the way that he kept his momentum. Like, the Michael Jordan. I took that personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay. But he let that be fuel.
But yeah, that's what you do. You let that be the inspiration for you to be like, okay, well, I'm back to the drawing boards. Now, you know, don't change up who you are, but just, okay, now you know you might have to go a little bit harder this time.
Yeah.
You know, you might have to, you know, arrange the session a certain way, you know, for it to go over with somebody. But that don't mean the song ain't nothing. It just might be the arrangement of it. It might just be this. But that's what doing music is trying different things. It's finding a formula that's going to work and what works for you, because it's not going to work for everybody. Like this wouldn't work for everybody.
Right.
Why? Because the emotions and the feelings and everything aren't taken out of the equation. You know, here that's taken out of the equation. Why? Because nobody is bigger than the team. You know, I want you to win just as much as I want to win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And vice versa.
That's real. We always say that there is no little U's and big I's or none of that in the yard.
You put people around you that are like-minded and have the same, like, it doesn't even have to be the same goals, but just the same intensity, the same drive, the same dedication, you know, that you have. You know, that's support. Support is putting yourself around people and getting in those rooms with like-minded individuals. You know, you put yourself in a room full of people that ain't doing shit for themselves. You're gonna be with those people that
ain't doing shit.
You know,
man, straight up.
Yeah, that's real.
And you know what? I want to use what Said just said. Yes, I like that.
Right.
I want to use
that should be a segment, right? Segue into a segment.
Segue.
A segue, yeah.
Hey, a segue.
I want to get into the topic of, the segment called Get Raised. Get Raised is where I bring people on this podcast to not only raise up my vibration, but they're raising up y'all's as well. You know, raise them up is where I generally edutain and raise up the vibration myself. But when it's a get raised, I have other pundits, if you will, on this podcast that are going to help me raise the vibration up as well as raise mine. These gentlemen are always inputting and investing into how I outlook on certain things. And I'm the grownest one of the four of us, but the beautiful part about life is the fact that he would love to try to be the grown. But no, yeah. You're never one too old for information, too cool for school. You understand? Like that's my
and you
goodness.
can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, when it comes to being around folks who've lived the lives that these men have lived, you talk about I get inspired when I think of each of your stories. I don't know if that's something that you gentlemen would want to share or how much of your story you feel comfortable sharing into how we stepped into the yard. Like, how did this thing, how did the yard start?
Well, once upon a time, not long ago.
I can't stand him.
And that's like some.
Nah, this came about, it started with the Remedy Yard.
Okay.
So I take that back. Because the Remedy Yard came from a song I did in 2015 called The Remedy.
Okay.
And with that, I was like, what can I call the fans or supporters or whatever the case? You know, Nicki Minaj got her bars, Rihanna got the Navy. Right. Everybody had they respective group of individuals that called, but I didn't want it to be like no gang or no squad or none of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I started thinking like, what can it be? Team, some team. Nah, that's corny. Ooh, you know. And then I wrote the Remedy Yard out in TRY. And I started the Remedy. What can Y be? The Remedy. And I just started writing a bunch of words down. Then Yard was like the Remedy Yard. Yeah. And I was like, that's kind of hard. I'm like, yo, yard, like, you know, you want to make sure your yard is groomed and all that. Mm-hmm. So the Remedy Yard came, and then the Yarders came from that. Mm-hmm. And that was like the Yarders, you know what I'm saying? The Yarders, and then a Yarder, I looked it up. A Yarder is an actual machine that they use to pull out like logs that be stuck. Yeah. So I took that as how they pulling out and getting them logs out of the situations. We do that same thing, but with people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, it's uplifting. It's raw, but it's uplifting though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, it's a good intent behind it.
Help people get unstuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So me and Hayes met.
I was about to say, I didn't know how you...
Yeah.
I'm ready.
We met on the east side.
We all know we'll go down on the east.
I was going to say, for people not from L.A., because this is hella West Coast energy you got here.
East side of Compton.
Yeah, yes. We met over there, you know what I'm saying, on some similar circumstances. I'm not going to say exactly, you know what I'm saying. We're going to keep it... Raise it up, why? I was in a little situation where I was finna be apprehended.
It was gonna cause a little apprehension, you know.
Being a little knucklehead, and
how old were you? This
I
was 17?
Was like 15, 16 around that time. That was like 06, 07. I can't remember.
06, matter of fact.
So I probably was 15 going on 16 then.
And you were
matter of fact, I take that back. It was 07. I'm gonna tell you why. It was 07 because I was out of school.
Then I was 16 going on.
It was 07 because I was supposed to graduate in 08, but that year I graduated sometime early, so it was 07. So I think y'all was still in school.
I might have still been 15 going on 16.
Yeah,
my birthday late in the year.
Sure. Right. Your birthday's late. Right.
So that happened, and then like I was staying with my granny, and across the street. My uncle was telling me about this dude. He had the studio and all that, and he already knew that I'd be, into it, but he was trying to find a way. So I talked to the dude. He's like, man, yeah, I got equipment over here. Anytime, you come check it out, whatever. So I started going over there. Come to find out, he's like, man, my nephew, I had a nephew that's been into music. Like, I just, I'm trying to get him out the streets and all. And like, come to find out, it's him. The whole time, his uncle stayed across the street from me.
Oh, wait. So wait, you didn't meet the uncle and him at the same time?
No. I didn't even know. Like
That was his uncle.
He just moved across the street from my granny and had the equipment over there.
Wow.
So that's why I'd be like, even through the streets and all that, all this was destined. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the way that I came, I wasn't living in Fontana at the time.
Right.
I came back down here. I wasn't even supposed to be out here. I told my mom I was going to a basketball game. So that
Moms, I had nothing to do with that, by the way. Let's get that out the way right now. I didn't make him come. Let's not even make him come or nothing.
Like I said, I was being a knucklehead, you know what I'm saying? So that I felt like was it was destined, you know what I'm saying? Because now it probably saved both of our lives, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because now it's a different mission. So
and damn sure
that's how me and him connected. We started doing music and we got together.
Big up to Relentless for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because he kept me out a lot. Like he used to come over there, man. Boom, the streets gonna be there. You know, you come back here and I'm like, I'm just chill.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I'm gonna just chill. So
for sure.
I love that.
yeah,
He tried with me, like he said. I'm not gonna lie. He tried with me for so long to the point to where he was the one that's like, man, look, if you are doing that, like basically you ain't recording here. You get what I'm saying?
You can't do
so that gave
can't
me
do both.
I had to make a decision
You can't
at
do
that
both.
point. Like, bro, like which one do you love the most? And then I was taught by two older homies. I ain't gonna expose their names, but I was taught by two older homies and they know who they are. They told me when I was young, man, the set'll always be here.
Right.
So you take that mixed with what he said and you put that together, it's like, bro,
I gotta
nigga,
stay out the
I'm telling
way.
you to go follow your dream. Go do what you do. I'm telling you. I'm not asking you, man. Go really do this.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm not asking you.
those is the real G's. The real, you know what I'm saying?
The ones that try to keep you out the streets, not the
real
ones that's
guys.
Yeah.
The guys that guy, you know what I'm saying? The been there and don't want to perpetuate the cycle. So from that, I met Hayes, who wasn't Hayes at the time, but yeah.
I was Chaos.
Chaos.
Is that real?
Yeah.
My name was Chaos the Punisher. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. When I was rapping in the beginning, I was trying to knock
we was
your
doing
neck
a whole
off.
different type of rap.
I was trying to knock your neck off when I was rapping in the beginning.
So
I have a question about this in a minute. I want to hear about Said first.
So time passed, and I was working with 92. Shout out to 92. Yeah. I met him through my boy E, who I kind of knew since I was a child.
Okay.
But they was in a group called the Stick Figs. But I was producing 92 album along with, I did probably 13 out of the 16 tracks on that album in 2015, and there was 3 other beats. I'm like, nigga, who did this? You're like, oh, that's my boy. That's the homies Chris and Jared. I'm like, who is this nigga rapping on this? I'm like, that nigga hard. And it was Said. So that's how I met. They wasn't the Eastie Boys at first. They was the real. He was like, they was the real. So then,
shout out to them too.
Shout out to Eastie
when I
Boys.
was I think I had just met Said and all that, and he had that unfortunate situation happen to him. So we were still kind of fresh, but
I got shot 8 times.
That's why we said this was destined.
Yeah. So
Wait. What year is this? Is this still around when y'all met?
This was like 20,
All this stuff was around
early
some time.
2014, right?
yeah,
It's like early 2014.
because that album that he was on
early 2014.
came out in 2015 in April.
So that had already happened?
Well, so really, the song that he talking about, it was actually my song at first. But then the homie heard it and he was like, bro, let me have that. And the type of person I am, like, I get beats from them all the time. Like, you know, I was able at the time to just go on my brother's computer and just grab stuff.
Right.
And so that was one beat I had grabbed and he was like, let me have it. I was like, for sure, as long as I get a verse on it. And then that's when he told me, oh, yeah, my boy Boom, he got this. He set up this, you know, blah, blah, blah. And when I first met Boom, I didn't know how far into music he was.
Right.
Like, I think we clicked because the same stuff that I was doing, he was doing. Like, the whole mixing of music and trying to do everything yourself. Like, that was my whole get down.
Gotcha.
You know, I was mixing, I was mastering, I was shooting videos off my iPhone, like
Wonderful.
by any means.
Right.
And then like probably like almost like a year into us meeting, a week before Christmas, they shot up my car 19 times and I got hit 8 times.
Who is they? Wait. I'm sorry. Wait, because I'm like.
Well, not them, not Boomer Hayes. But just some, it was just some random stuff that happened.
Like a literal misfortune.
Like I say,
a blessing in disguise.
Well, I say I was at the wrong place at the right time for them.
Yeah. Blessing in disguise.
I was at the wrong place at the right time for them.
Mm-hmm. Because you know how they say go with your first mind?
Mm-hmm.
So I smoked Black and Mild. Well, at the time I was smoking Black and Mild's heavy. And I was like, you know what? I need to go get a Black and Mild. And someone was like, nah, you don't need no Black and Mild. And I end up going right into the situation that happened to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything happened for a reason.
Yeah. So like once that happened, like it was kind of like a wake up call because everybody was like, damn, this should have turned you cold and this should have did this to you and this should have did that to you. It was just, I was happy to be alive, but I was also like, I can't even explain it because it was like how would you put that conversation that me and you had after it happened? Like, it was like kind of like a blessing in disguise, like, because I learned like, my life meant more than just the streets. You know, it meant more than just moving fast and trying to, you know, get the next dollar as fast as I can, or, you know, go see this chick or go do this or go do that. Like, it was like I had him and he introduced me to Hayes, and it was just like the time that we was trying to get him, we was doing the same thing that kind of Boom did for me. It was just like, you know, you got an outlet right here. Like, use this to the best of your ability. And it's like, it made me think, like, do I need to go out into these streets, or should I just get to, you know, what I need to, you know, do? Because I didn't trust people for a while.
I could assume.
He said you didn't like to come to my house at night.
I used to get shell shot.
It could be you could close the door too hard. He'd be
like,
it was
like
bad.
I at the time I was with my mom. Like, literally, I was taking what is they called I was taking like 3 Norcos. It wasn't doing nothing. I was smoking. It wasn't doing nothing. And I was just like in my room, just like I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to drink nothing. My mom would talk to me. I would think my mom was about to come in there and do something to me. I hear fireworks.
It can set you off.
Or I'll hear, till this day, I hear gunshots and it kind of make me sad. Because it's like, damn, did somebody lose their life? Because it's like I almost lost, like literally at that moment, I was like, damn, if this is it, this it. Like,
how old were you at that time?
At that time, 2014, I was 22. I just turned 22. Because that's 9 years ago. So 9 years ago, yeah, I was like 21, 22.
21 or 22?
Well, I was 21. Yeah, I was 21 because I just turned 30. So if we go 9 years back, yeah, 21.
So okay. First of all, I'm learning. I feel like Boom has told me some of this, but I think this is my first time hearing this with you gentlemen. Actually, I can touch. But
I don't let that be my shortcoming. That's why.
That's
I don't
never.
Let that be what
I don't even feel like that off you.
Hindered. Well, but I say that
you.
Because it's a lot of people like that. They get into those situations, and those situations turn people cold. Like, I literally had my cousin ask me, like, "So what's up?" Like,
right.
You know, what's the deal? And now it's just like, you know, it's gonna hurt me more retaliating than it would be to let karma handle it. And literally 3 months later, them niggas burnt up in the car.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Karma's real, for sure.
Real.
But wait. And random callback. If life is that consistent in how karma works, what we just told the person a minute ago about who's gonna support you is gonna support you. Like just let it happen.
I didn't even tell her the coldest part.
What?
The dude told me, that shot me. I hopped on the hood. I seen you slumped over, so we got on. So if I wasn't slumped over, I would have been murdered. I would have for sure been murdered.
Wait, the person that shot into the car.
You got to think about it, like how we said, like our upbringings, like is I don't like to glorify it because, like I said, all my homies is trying to get out the hood.
Right.
So like, we really in tune with that. Like family, is real ties to that. So like me having those ties, I was able to figure it out, like exactly what happened, like who it was and why it happened and everything like that. And he literally asked me, what do I want? Some money, cars, dope. But he told me if I wouldn't have been slumped over, they would have killed me.
So I hate that story, number one, because no human should have to live in a world that does that to them. That's one. For me, this is just me reacting in real time, ladies and gentlemen. So, let me have this. But that's one. Two, it makes me think of why this group is so important to me and how I just told you guys 2023, 50 years of hip hop. I think back being older than y'all, my first images of hip hop were learning what self destruction looked like. You're headed for self destruction. You ain't guarding the goal. You ain't guarding the door. So what you got a gun for? Do you rob the rich and give to the poor? Yo, daddy, yo. School some more. That's MC Light talking to Big Daddy Kane. Like, these are my first images. Bum schnickety, boom, boom. Like, I'm
That is hip hop.
Yeah,
yo,
that's it.
I am completely hearing that. But I'll have to say, when I think about my earliest images of hip hop, when I think about a gun, I'm thinking about, why do you have one? You can give that away. We can do this together. We can be this and that.
But that's like Hayes said though, like it was like the images that we have in hip hop and the images that get created because of what is said in hip hop.
Yeah.
It's like it's been glorified, but also there's those outlets of those big homies and those OGs that, like he said, his OG told him, like, if you in the streets, you can't come here.
Right.
I had the OGs tell me, why you over here? Ain't you supposed to be in school?
Same thing. Be
It's like those.
What you doing over here?
Those
Like,
that's the reason why people and us, for instance, turned into a direction of positivity. How we say love, peace, and power, because
That's
it's
exactly
like
what you said.
we still got that. We still got a part of that generation that got those ass whoopings. That
Thank you.
them street lights come on and you not in the house. You get knocked into
for
that
a year.
shit.
Right, a year. That's the funny part.
Close my door. This house not a barn type.
Real talk.
Type living. Like now, kids nowadays and this younger generation, they grow up and they see it, but they don't have nobody to tell them to steer clear of it.
Or they don't.
And it's like if they if they do,
they don't listen. I'm not gonna. It's some of them that will and take heed, but a lot of them feel they've been exposed to a lot early, so it's like they feel like they've been there and done that, but it's like you really haven't.
Yeah.
You really don't have that experience. You really ain't been in the trenches like you think you have. You really haven't. You know what I'm saying? Some of them have though, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
And that's what you said. It's not to be glorified.
Not at all.
Go ahead.
But that's where we in these environments and the way they set up is for survival.
But I think it's more desensitization though, because if we wasn't desensitized to the killings and to see it, like it's normal now to see somebody getting killed on Instagram or getting killed on Facebook or a video of somebody taking their last breath. Like when I was growing up, I would have to be outside or walking down the street to see some shit like that. Nowadays you see that it's handheld.
And I couldn't walk outside.
And in certain codes, like where we from, that's considered snitching.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to tell you that if you do capture something and you post something, it's still considered the same thing, like naturally where we from.
Got you.
So,
Mhm.
and wait, time out. Let's do clarify that, because if you are a regular Samaritan, or
Right.
whatever,
Citizen,
civilian, whatever you want to call it, if
Mhm.
you are a regular civilian, by all means, and I'm saying this,
Keep doing
you can do what you do.
Stay out
That's
the
not
Right.
that's not classified, I guess, as snitching, I
Right.
guess, like that. But for the ones who follow a code or
You
a
know
creed
better.
or whatever you want to call it, and you still do, man, y'all should know better already.
Right. I'm listening to what we're talking about in terms of people seeing and being desensitized to so much of seeing what on the West Coast has been called reality rap. You know what I'm saying? And when I think about, again, early images of hip hop with my West Coast influence and NWA and Fuck the Police.
That's where
Mhm.
the difference come in.
Mhm.
Yes.
Big gap.
Like they was actually putting stuff on wax to actually try to shed light on this and like show like what was going on, like, you know.
And see, me, y'all already know. Me having the insight on that is
Yeah.
like they wasn't really believing that.
Right.
It was like certain things was like, oh, y'all ain't doing it, you know what I'm saying? So in the early days like that, and then once certain things transpired and they start coming to, oh, this shit real.
Yeah.
We
It's
thought it
been
was just
that.
like boys. We thought it was.
We thought it was like Boys in the
yeah.
Hood. No.
No, yeah,
No.
this you really get your head knocked off playing.
Yeah, and so you guys are
Ain't shit sweet.
you're veering me where the conversation is going.
What they say, ain't shit sweet but creamer.
Hey, listen. and I'm saying that I feel like in reality rap, and I'm saying reality rap because I've heard Quick call it reality rap. I've heard Cube call it reality rap. I've heard Dre say reality rap. Like I've heard.
But that's like I heard that term too, and
Yeah.
and like I've also heard like my pops say,
Yeah.
hip hop was the culture, New York culture.
Yeah.
Out here, they were street reporters.
That's
Because they
exactly
was
right.
they was reporting
Yeah.
what was going on day to day. You know what I'm saying, and how to survive in South Central.
Yeah,
you know,
straight
shit
up.
like that.
Straight up.
And he give you guidelines on how to stay alive, and it's a cool song and shit. But this is some
No,
real.
listen.
This is
Listen.
man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Just like Compton.
Yeah,
Man.
just like that's what
On
I'm
the real.
saying. When I hear songs like that,
Every
these
real
are my
situation.
early
not
issues.
just Compton that's
No.
like this.
No.
You know, we all come from we might come from different places, but a lot of the times the same stuff that's happening in this city
Yep.
is happening in another city. It's
Yep.
just
Another
you feel
state,
me, a
another
different.
country. You
Yep.
know what
It's
I'm
just a
saying?
different time zone or a different, way
Yeah.
they go about. You know.
Didn't Pac say every little hood got a little bit of LA in them, right?
Mhm.
No, straight that way. And
Fact.
I'm giving you guys my start of hip hop because I think everyone kind of starts to their journey in hip hop at different exits. If we're looking at it like a freeway, everyone on ramps at different places, and I don't think that any place is better or worse. I think it's just information, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
So there's two things I want to say. I want to kind of give a button for where I was going with said story, which is before we started taping, breaking the fourth wall yet again. I asked if the Young Dolph shirt that I have on was something cool, and I said not something cool. Those words sound crazy, but I asked about if these gentlemen understood or knew who Young Dolph was because this shirt was gifted to me by one of the masterminds. Shouts out to at Mitsuno Kada. Appreciate you, love you, my sis. The reason I wanted to wear this shirt is because of the words above and below the picture, which says, "Black men deserve." What is it?
To grow old.
Black men deserve to grow old. Anyone who knows this podcast and its origin story, the young man that was, y'all don't see him on here, but the one that was just here, that gentleman hounded me all of fall semester 2018. Miss Y, you need a podcast. Miss Y, you need a podcast. You need to start a podcast. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck a podcast is. Like at the time, right? And I was hot with him because I'm like, yo, it's like the, squeaky, they say the squeaky wheel gets oil, but could also get replaced.
Mhm.
I said, boy, if you don't get out the fuck my face, you understand me? But when he explained, and he had some of his football team mates with him, we would have these amazing and extraordinary talks about what meanings there were in the rap lyrics that they were already listening to. Them, their homeboys that might have been on they porches, on they blocks. Mind you, he's from the South. So South Carolina, North Carolina, it's like just different. And I'm understanding that this young man was from Tennessee.
Yeah,
Memphis, Tennessee. So what you just said, what Pac said, every ghetto got a little LA in it, sort of a thing. Everybody got ups and downs. Everybody got hoods wherever they go. I don't care if you're in London. There's a hood anywhere,
Yeah, for sure.
right? There can be one anywhere.
Streets is the streets wherever you go.
Streets is the streets. So I was asking if you guys knew about this young man because I wanted to know if the representation of this gentleman was appropriate for what y'all know I be on. Y'all know I'm on non-corny positivity,
hella
but always
appropriate.
hoping. And you guys gave that green light. I'm gonna talk about why y'all gave that green light in a second. But the bigger point of that was the young man and his teammates, a bunch of black boys, said, Miss Y, you need to start this podcast because it's not fair that we're listening to the same rap lyrics that our homeboys is listening to back home, but we have these dimensions to it. We understand something so much deeper from it because we in here with you. And that young man who left, right? He said, Quavo, you guys have seen him on the podcast. Quavo said, it's not fair. Someone shouldn't have to come to Los Angeles and to college to get nutrients from the same shit I'm listening to in South Carolina on the block.
Wow.
That's not fair. He said I should be able to show them something. Once he explained it like that, I said, I will create a podcast. And I went home, did my thing, and this now you guys are.
But look at the universe, though. Like that was somebody believing in you that you could make a change in what needed to happen. Like you got to think, like how he said, like it took him to come to LA and it took him to go to college in order to understand, what was going on. A lot of times, like, and I can ask you this: what do you do this podcast for? Is it for the accolades? Is it for the views? Is it for the glory?
No.
It's the teaching.
My
Yeah.
point exactly. Like,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
that's the thing. A lot of podcasts and stuff get misconstrued because they want to look for those accolades. They want those 100,000 views, them subscribers and stuff, and not understand that what you put on this platform,
Yeah.
it's gonna take on a life of itself. It's either gonna be a positive force that that brings the betterment of certain situations, or it's gonna add to that negativity. Like if we go down the line, and I'm not gonna name any podcasts like that, but if we go down the line, we see what's the most clicked on stuff. It's the clickbait. It's
Yeah,
the
right.
Blueface and Krishan fight, or this, that, this, and that. It's not the why giving out free game about how to promote this or how to do this. Like the first they gonna click on that clickbait before they click on Wyann trying to spit knowledge.
Right.
But the first thing that they told us was the knowledge is in the books. If you don't read these books, you can't gain that knowledge
Right.
unless it's word of mouth.
Right.
And how many times is somebody gonna speak
I'm not gonna
life into another person? Come on.
But I feel like that go back to your uncle. I feel like that go back to
But
your
that's certain
uncles.
people though.
And
Those are the God sent.
you're right.
Those are the people that actually understand the value of life. Understand, like, okay, this person might be the person to change everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't have that faith in humanity, you're not gonna get nowhere.
That ass. I just feel thankful. I mean, especially after hearing said story. Hayes, I know you have a very colorful history.
Man.
And
I'm gonna say yeah to it. Go ahead. You got that one. I'm gonna say yeah.
I'm
to
not
it.
the only one, you know.
Listen, no. And I didn't want you to feel like you was out there.
Oh,
That's what
nah.
I'm saying. I didn't want that. That's not it. But just between Hayes and Boomer and said stories, there's a lot of history. There's a lot of what some could decide to call trauma, surviving, thriving, resilience, roses from concrete. Like there's a lot of, I'm gonna say blessing. I feel blessed to be able to sit. This is I feel blessed to be able to sit next to you, that you're here on this earth. Why I say that in the in the grounding thing, you're winning by living. You're already winning. Don't let your worth be on the other side of some task. Don't let your worth be on the other side of 20 pounds that you lose. Don't let your worth, the essence of your humanity, don't let that be on the other side of a checkbox. You woke up. You're worthy. The fact that you're here, this is a blessing. I have my brothers with me, and I think the reason I wanted to start 2023 with the yarders and having all y'all step into the yard is because what I need y'all to know in hip hop this year, I mean, and from this is a very colorful depiction of the West. I.e., baby, Hub City raised me, or opposite. I don't know if I got that right.
All right.
Yes. Okay. We got Compton in the house over here.
South Central Los Angeles.
This is South Central. There we go. And then you got the Valley. Hey, guys. Long Beach taught me.
It's called balance.
But
Yeah,
but the umbrella word for what you were talking about would be understanding. We all have that understanding that life mean more than just being in the streets, catering to people that ain't trying to help themselves or ain't not trying to better. Like this man trying to better the city.
Yeah.
The first thing and this is gonna be funny for people probably listening, but the first thing he said to me, and no bullshit, was they need to fix these streets in Compton. And it's like
No, straight up.
it's like that might seem like the littlest shit.
Little, do you know how much rims cost?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying from the simple fact of that might be the most minuscule thing ever because people dying out here. This is going on, but it starts within.
It starts in a community.
That's the community aspect.
The community factor has got lost, like where you knew all your neighbors.
Facts.
You out here acting out. Come here.
I know your mama.
You know what I'm saying?
Your mama said I could.
It's not like that no more, and it also has to do with the
accountability,
the change of what I'm saying over the years. A lot of people moving out or getting pushed out,
Right.
but at the same time, that community factor should still be within. Like,
That's true.
regardless of where we go,
Accountability.
we should look out for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's that community factor. When your community is together,
Right.
we can move mountains. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because it's like you take care of that. It's okay. Now we know we can take care of this for real. We can move on to the next one and the next one and continue to build.
But you got to hold people accountable, and that's what that's what a lot of
People got to hold themselves accountable.
Yourself. Yourself. But also too, like that's like you with me, like how we was talking. I want you to hold me accountable, but that don't mean, we like this, and I say something out of line, and you be like, hey, you shouldn't have said that shit. You should have said this. No, you gonna pull me to the side, away from everybody.
It's a way to approach it.
It's a time and a place to
What
address
I love
certain.
about everybody in the yard, and I swear to, we always say this, or I'll say this: if they can't tell me that I'm doing something wrong, I don't know why I'm around them, and I don't know why they're around me.
Period.
That means, I mean, there's something wrong there. You feel me?
Tell me I'm
That
fucking
take a
up.
level of maturity too.
Mhm.
To even have that mindset, because if you ain't able to accept that,
Yes.
Criticism.
it's you gonna always have an issue,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna be a smooth process to where, especially working with other people and dealing with other people and like how we got going,
Yeah.
it's gonna be difficult every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And contrary to popular belief, LA, I think they call us well, I don't care what they call us, but the idea is we have more community than I think y'all, if you're not from the West, then y'all see. Meaning there's certain mutual respects. There's certain ways that we move around this city, regardless of what color you sport, what color your skin might be. If you are of our Latino side, if you're Sureño or Norteños, whatever it is that we like, don't get me wrong. I know that there's conflict. There's always going to be conflict as long as there's humans. There will be it was before us,
I was about to
guys.
say war been here way before.
Come
we
on, bro.
started it.
Like we're not gonna do that. But
That's what
what I mean is the city is more united than people would say. And when I'm saying city, I really probably mean the county, LA, like Los Angeles as a whole. We actually, when people come to this side, when people from out of town come to this side, there's a certain understanding. You said this word earlier. There's a certain understanding here that we have that I don't think people see. And I think they attribute it to our gang culture. They think that we're all clicked up in a gang way. It's like, no.
No,
because
Fox said it. He told you we might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this: we burn this bitch down, get us pissed.
to live and die in LA.
It's a fact.
That's I mean,
but see, I don't want to get people like people turned around at the fact of like, yeah, it's a community and it's an understanding and it's a certain, like level of understanding, but it's like what you see 9 times out of 10 ain't what you gonna get. It's 10 times worse than what you think you gonna get. And that's why everybody is always like, oh, you got to watch out when you go to LA. You got to watch this. You got to do this. You got to do that. Well, you got to think about it. In your city, if an outsider is coming into your city, how do you feel like this outsider should act? Should they feel like they run this? Do you feel like you got big enough balls to, make this basically your platform?
right.
Because that's what a lot of artists do. They've come, or in video creators and however
Whoever.
content creators, however we can say it, they've come here and they've got their big break and everything like that.
Yeah.
But they don't understand that it's people that live here. I've been here my whole life.
Yeah.
I could be salty as fuck. It's people salty as fuck out here that see these outsiders coming in here and getting these deals and doing this and living here and being able to do this and do that. And you been here your whole life. And, you might have had the same opportunities, the same time and all of that. They business might have just been better. But we got to understand that greed, jealousy is bred in these urban, unincorporated, low income, these places that's been ravaged by gentrification, by, people coming
Zoning.
in. And
A bunch of city planning type stuff.
And blatant disrespect and knowing like if they do this is what's gonna happen to this community. And it's without thought, it's without a heart, it's without, and it's like you can't expect the people that live here to just go along with it. That's why the whole check-in thing came into play.
Right.
You got to check in. And it's not saying like, oh, if you don't check in, like, well, let me not say that. It's like if you don't check in, you doing yourself an injustice. Why? Because you got OGs, you got people that been in the game for years that'll tell you, I check in every time I go somewhere.
It also depends on your dynamic.
Yeah,
like,
how you
you
carry
doing.
yourself. Yeah.
Like if you in the streets, you tap in with the streets, and you flying from here and there.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna tap in with your folks. Like what's the word? What's
Gotcha.
the But if you just somebody flying in from ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
Yeah, deal thing.
You ain't worried about it, you know what I'm saying? That applies to certain aspects of it. You know
Ones
what
who
I'm
talk
saying?
that talk.
This goes back to that, like you just said a second ago about the snitching. If you a civilian, if you a person that don't
it's
worry,
like-
don't.
If you
Yeah.
ain't never
It's a-
carried yourself like that, you really don't have nothing
When
to
you
worry
put a jacket
about.
on yourself,
Mhm.
There you go.
and that's basically what a lot of people do. They put a jacket on themselves. They be out of town with
I'm
the big
this, I'm
rah-rah.
that.
Got you.
But then when you come to LA, you see it's a whole
whole
different
different-
ball game
a
than what
whole
you
different
just
one.
thought when you was on the other side of the town. But That's the same way we feel. Like right now, if I know, and this me being from the street, if I know I'm going to NY or something like that,
Right.
I'm going to
or like I said,
Chicago.
I'm gonna or Chicago or any of them, Philly or any of these places, I'm gonna make sure I tap in with somebody that got a credibility to get me around this motherfucker. You feel me?
Just because I
And
know
I can make it back. You
Yeah,
know
and
what
I
I'm
can
saying?
No, straight up.
Because if not, I still like you gotta know when you go to another state, especially being from here, shit, we still gotta make it to the airport just like everybody else to get off. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
and that be the time. And it's sad, but too, when you make it, you got to put yourself in a position to where you get away from like your city. Like not to say like it like that, but your city be the one that take you away from.
It's also it's maneuvering. Don't take it for granted, you know.
Yeah.
And maneuver, being smart,
wise.
being aware. You could still maneuver, but just maneuver the right way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all the raw way.
Go ahead.
And this is just me being real. Coming out here to LA, especially when you talk stuff on your side and you get above your britches, something gonna happen to you. I'm just keeping it
Be
real.
prepared.
Whether
Be prepared for
At
it.
least be prepared.
Yeah,
be prepared.
for
That's
the
How do
consequences.
that's what we
guard
mean
against-
tap in.
Well, so how do people guard if okay, so wait, how do people guard against that? Let me ask that question first. If people want to come to LA and everything be good,
Check in. If that show forte.
That was the end of your question.
and everything be good, and I'm saying like, and I want to give a two parts to that. If you are, I'll say from the streets, because I know a lot of I always get surprised to hear our B's and C's in different people's accents. I'm like, wait, that sounds
It
fun.
didn't used to be like that.
Well, exactly. And I'm saying our B's and C's, not
Yeah.
because I want to own that, like, this is who and what we are, this is all we are. No. I'm not naive though to the I'm master's degree holder here.
Where they-
Hello.
where
In case
they
y'all
got
didn't
it
know.
from.
Yeah.
So when I say I do my research, I'm heavily researched. So this is not me talking about, oh yeah, because I'm from LA. No, this do your Googles for the kids out there. But how do we prevent more of these shirts? Do you see what I'm saying?
That's
I don't want this beautiful black man, young dog,
It's hard.
on this
it's
shirt.
It's hard
it's very
because it's-
difficult because it's people out here on the front line every day trying to prevent that.
But you
But-
just don't see it.
But it's like
Because that's not what's glorified. They want to see the killings. They want to see the.
Sorry,
you
I
know,
asked why. I don't know if you guys could hear that.
It's-
I asked it to say.
They
But-
want to see the beef.
No, that's a fact.
it's man.
And it's sad. It's sad as fuck. You want to see something happen to somebody, and it is as sad as that sounds. It's reality. It's been in us for a while now.
That's what
You
I
know?
would say. It's
It's
the
mental-
upbringing and the programming, and then I was having a talk with my uncle, and we was talking about how certain things is second nature to us,
Yeah.
but it's really not normal. Like
Right.
we used to hearing gunshots and helicopters and
Yeah.
all that. Be like, damn, walk around the corner, see what's going on.
Yeah, right. Don't nobody else do that.
You
Or
desensitized
it's
to it.
and it's a trauma. I said this before on one of the episodes. I think it was closer to like 4th of July. It's a trauma response that we know the difference between gunshots,
Yeah, fireworks for sure.
fireworks, a car backfiring.
That's
Right.
a fact.
The fact that we know the difference, that is a trauma response. That is, I'm talking about therapeutically. This is not me being funny. This is like you can go to therapy behind it.
But this is a proven fact of why that happened. I don't want to butcher his name and I don't want to get his name wrong, but it was an older white dude. It was kind of like zoning. It was just put him in this position, put him in this situation for this amount of time, and it's basically
bound to
like-
happen. But
yeah,
see,
it's
that's
basically
because
like they like. What do you expect?
Like a setup.
What do you expect a cage animal to do if a cage
Yeah.
animal is locked
so that's
up?
because we haven't been conditioned with the mentality of otherwise. We just know this.
It's like you're back
So-
up against the
So
wall.
when you get the individuals that can open their minds and go and venture out and come back, now you can take somebody with you. They go venture out. Now they can take somebody with them. Now that's you gotta take it step by step. That's the way I see it. Where it start with the youth for real, because they the ones that perpetuate it for real.
When you say youth, what ages are we talking?
From 12 to 17.
He giving them 12. These young niggas out here younger than that. Excuse me. Young kids is out here younger than that.
But boom,
Active.
but shit, boom. You said it. You said it one time. It wasn't just today, but like how you said, or you probably did say it today. Maintain your own grass. Like you maintain your own grass.
yard,
You know, you maintain your side.
But that's
Like
how
you
it
gonna get
start.
people to start looking at your side. Like damn,
Be
I
an
want my
example.
side
Yeah,
to
why
look
your
like
grass
that.
so green?
Oh,
Right.
so that's what you did to get that like that?
Right,
Okay,
right,
well,
right.
I might have to take them steps, you know, but it's not gonna happen overnight.
Not
And we
at
can't
all.
expect it to happen overnight, but we gotta understand the more and more that we make this known, the more and more we put this out there for people to see and for people to hear and for people to understand, and we have more and more outlets that's talking about the same things that we talking about. That's like we flood fucking Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter with negativity, with chaos.
I was just gonna say, all in all,
You know, it's about what
righteousness
you
is
put
gonna
forth.
always be an uphill battle because it's so easy to get. It's so easy to get swayed with negativity. It's easy to be distracted. It's easy. So the hard part is, man, the hard part is staying optimistic. You
Yeah.
know, keeping a
Yeah.
positive mindset regardless of your situation, regardless of your circumstances in your environment, regardless of your upbringing, knowing that it is a better way. Some people don't have that. Some people don't have no guidance to know it's something on the other side. You know, you can go out and stand on the water and the beach. Some people ain't never seen the beach. Some people
And they
ain't
live
that.
here,
Some
by the
people
way.
is in a radius and that's
And
all
that's
they
the
know.
bad thing. Limited to like we limit ourselves. That's what we really do.
And
Keep
it's a
ourselves in the
level
circle.
of comfort. And it's like some people don't know how to step out of that.
That's
That's
crazy.
A fact.
That's crazy that you said that, because I just seen something and y'all probably seen it. J. Cole. That's why J. Cole. That's why J. Cole, my favorite, one of my favorite artists. Like he literally did a song
Yeah.
and was like, you know what? I'm gonna send it to old boy. You know, I'm not gonna put this out on my platform. He said, I feel like this song should live on your YouTube channel. So do what you want with it. He said he just happened to be looking for some inspiration, as a whole bunch of artists, all of us do.
Yeah.
We go on YouTube. He said he typed in J. Cole type beat, and oh boy beat was the first one that came on. You know, it's little shit like that,
Yeah.
like that can spark something so much bigger.
Yeah.
You know, you got an artist that's reaching down to the people that's hungry, not asking for nothing back, not trying to get over on somebody. Like here, bro, here go my vocals. Even though my vocals may be worth $100 million,
Shit,
you feel me?
yeah.
My catalog is worth this.
That's the human
You
factor
know?
though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
not enough humanity.
And that's where
Wow.
that's,
You know,
that's
yeah, we are a human race, but it's not enough. The definition of humanity has been screwed like no other. Like,
some of that is intentional.
yeah, all
Right,
of it
right,
is
right,
intentional.
right.
All of it is intentional. It's not some that's intentional. All of it is intentional. Because if you willing to take this action, I feel like you have a choice.
You
Like
got a
I-
choice from the moment you open your eyes.
But like I said, you have a choice to be righteous. And you have a choice to, you know, follow that temptation, follow that, you know, that lust factor that is going to make you feel good for the moment, you know?
We had an episode, boom, you can tell me if this was 20, maybe 21, or it might have even been 2020. I can't now remember it. Don't worry about it. I can't see it. But the premise, I had a question, a research question to all my Instagram following, right? And I said, why do people stop to watch a car accident as they're driving in the freeway? Because they're not taking out their phone to help. They're not looking to help. Why do we as a society take out our phones or just rubberneck, what they call it, rubbernecking, looky-loos, you know what I'm saying? On your side of the freeway will be stopped up and the accident is on the other side of the freeway. There is literally nothing stopping you but a bunch of distraction and being nosy while other people is sitting there navigating, just going through. And I'm hearing what Boom is saying about individuals who are, man, there's the righteous uphill battle, which I always look for I'm gonna stay on this side. So I want to be a J. Cole type of energy. And that's going to sound crazy to some people who might feel like I'm tripping based on the question, answering the question for the old boy who said, how do I get people to get my shit, sort of a thing. What I do know is that individual getting a bunch of people around him, the 20, 23 people around him. All right, bro, here, we'll cop it. We'll cop it. And it's trash, but they just supported it. Now the 20 people you know supported you.
What now?
What now? Because once you start giving fish, a nigga will be hungry again. It just depends when, but he will be hungry again. So when I look at how you talked about when this podcast started, when I think about this topic of all of your stories, your colorful histories, you know, wanting to see more young Dolphs, Nipseys, Tupacs, Christopher Wallace, AKA Biggie. I want to see these gentlemen grow old because Black men, of course, they deserve to grow old. They're the most beautiful humans on this planet. And they're the ones that I've written papers about this, by the way. See about me, Google Scholar. Just fuck with your girl. Anyways, I'm published. But the point is, that was that. Now that was me and my yard jacket. That was that.
I might use you as a reference in the DSM little thing that got going on.
I am published, but no, and I say that because I made the argument and still have it yet to be disproven scholarly, not by comments in on a social media platform, which does nothing. Scholarly, peer-reviewed, empirical evidence. I have yet to be challenged on the Black man is the most desired figure in American, at least, because I'm an American, so I just don't know about other people's stuff. In American history, every young girl is taught that you want a tall, dark, and handsome prince, charming, I mean, these are from stories of young. This is as you grow and grow. When we look at what we, even in just ethnically diverse people, you think of the olive toned, ripped guy, That gentleman always is the more desired over the pasty. You know what I'm trying to say?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And this is about this, and I'm gonna just end it off. Like this. I don't want to go too deep into it. How was Jesus described?
Oh, you already know.
I just want that to be put out there. Bronze what? Bronze what?
Woolen what?
You feel me? So of course, that's gonna be the most desired.
What color is bronze again?
Right.
But like I said, that get misconstrued and that gets changed. Why? Because now you want to try to bring in a preference. Right. You can't have people have preferences. Right. A preference is not is an individual thing. It's not a societal thing. Gotcha. And that's what they try to make it be. A society thing. This group of people, they try to make it seem like, okay, you have to believe this. Right. You don't have to believe this. It's your choice to believe this. Now, if you choose to go by what is actually said, then
right. Now you
can make your case.
Now you back to research. Now you back to the fact.
Now you go to facts.
My big thing was I feel like it's a privilege that I get to sit with you men, and I know that there are folks who didn't make it to 2023. Mm-hmm. That's a blessing, and I love that what we're here doing in the Yarders is creating. In a way, we're creating as opposed to OG in terms of what the streets might think OG might mean. We are those original guys, original guides. I'm not calling us OGs like that. I'm saying what the purpose of us is. Mm-hmm. If people were to look at someone tending to their yard, like you said earlier, and they see, damn, Boom got green grass. Wait, Hayes got green grass. Said got green, and I know they all been through shit. Why got green grass? Well, then what am? Either there's two things. Either what am I not doing that I don't have green grass, or I want to look and study, see what they doing, or ask what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's getting them green grass. You understand me?
Yeah. So that's what you just said. That's why the Remedy Yard logo is the house. It represents structure and foundation. You can't build a solid structure on a shaky foundation. So what the Yarders is doing is we building that foundation between each other, you know what I'm saying? So we could build up on it. Everybody's their own entity as well, but when we come together, we just continue laying them bricks. Laying the bricks, you know what I'm saying? And you maintain your own yard, and like everybody follow, you know. It's going. You have a whole block.
Yeah, right,
You know what I'm saying? Full of maintained yards, and it just keep carrying on.
What influenced you to become a yarder? You personally. I think I've heard your story. I've heard some of your story. Where did you decide that you're going to be a help? I know what a yarder is. I think you explained what a yarder is. I think you explained like the Remedy Yard. What changed in Boomer's life?
Because the route that I was headed, the route I was going, it was only a matter of time before, you know what I'm saying, I was on a path to destruction for real.
Got you.
And I just so happened to start listening. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on the east side. It'd be like trying to hang and shit. Be like, man, what you doing? You know, my older relatives and all that. Hey, man, all right, man, I seen Boom out here. So then it started like, man, you know, ain't shit out here, you know. So I'm like, damn, okay, why every time I come out here, somebody got something to say? Like, damn. So then I'm like, it's a reason for that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why his uncle always coming over across the street, not knowing what I'm finna go do, but he's like, boom, man, you just chill, man. Come over here in the back. So I'm like, it's a reason for that. God is trying to tell me something, you know what I'm saying? It's a message being sent to me, and it's up for me to take heed.
Yes.
So that's what it was. Because I probably wouldn't have been here the way I was going for real. I was, like I said, when I was I was finna get apprehended. So either one or the other for real. Like, that's where my inspiration came from. Living it and seeing it and realizing the real shit behind it, like I say in the song. You know what I'm saying? It's damn, what song is that? I don't even think I put that verse out when I said something about the cemetery. Then I hit Reds. But I say something like, fuck, I can't think of it right now. I said, it's something about the hood. No, that's a whole different verse. It'll come back to me.
Yeah.
I can't think of the damn verse.
Understanding now that what he just explained is what we said that what I said the umbrella was. It was understanding. He understood after going through it, after experiencing it, after hearing somebody tell him, like he finally understood. Like, okay, well, I got something better.
I got the line. I said, I ain't dissing the hood, my niggas. I ain't dissing the hood, my niggas. Motherfucker. I ain't dissing the hood, my nigga. I'm showing love, the real kind. Too many niggas is gone from all the phony shit, fake love and false homie shit. I hit the cemetery on bullets and reminisce and hit Reds and grab a feel just to ease my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
Like trying to catch a vibe with a natural high. But it's just shit like that. Just seeing, I done lost people, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The close loved ones, like I say in PTSD. Some of the closest, you know, some of my closest people that guided me and why I'm the way I am today is not here no more. I don't have that no more. So that's when it inspired me to okay, I seen what this do. Let me try this.
Got you.
And then I try this and get results. Then I try this and I'm such and such just happened. damn, I would have been right there. You know
But
what
I
I'm
was in the
saying?
studio, or I was wherever. you
Having
might
something to
be.
do. So
Yeah.
that's where my pops play a part too.
Got you.
Me having something to do, I stay out the fucking way.
There you go.
And now a lot of shit miss me.
Yep.
Big ups
And
to
then,
Kerry.
and then having, okay, come on, man, you come over here with us.
Right.
Now he out the way.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or it's shit like that. And that's just manhood for real.
Yeah.
Or that's just adulthood for real, being an adult, because it don't just apply to men. Some women is in the mix too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just
and willing to grow.
that part right there.
You gotta be
You
willing.
got to be willing to grow. I just can't put you around me and just say like, yo, man,
gonna
like you
mature.
change. Yeah, like he gonna change.
get it.
No. Just because you're around me don't mean you're necessarily going to, get it. You gotta want to get it.
Mm.
And that's what it was. Cause I could have easily been around him, but still being more so like, look, man, look, I'm just around and this still is what it is. Like, you feel me? I'm still gonna do what I do.
And it's definitely been a process.
Yeah.
Don't think it's
Right.
been easy.
That's
It's
not
been
it's not an
hard.
overnight thing.
That's why I say it's so easy to fall into that cycle of negativity.
Got you.
The hard part be staying, especially when you've been there and you're so used to reacting and all that. It's hard. The hardest part is not
temptation.
you know what I'm saying? Not reacting or not giving what's expected
Yeah.
in certain situations.
You had
And you start seeing growth in yourself like, damn,
Yeah.
I handled that well. Or, you know what I'm saying? I passed the test.
I love that.
it's a temptation because it's like it's been countless times I didn't heard like my homie got gunned down or one of my family members was found in a car. You feel me?
Right.
Left in the car. They got murdered and stuff like that. And it's like those be the times where it's like, should I go? Do what I gotta do because I feel like I need to get something off my chest. I need to retaliate for my,
Right.
for my sanity. And it's like those is the times at the darkest where you gotta be like, you know what? Like what happened to me, it was just like, do I want my people to go through that same hurt that somebody else, felt? Like, I don't want to be the reason why I gotta go see my cousins and stuff
Yep.
in jail or go see my cousins in a fucking morgue.
Right.
That's the little click that you gotta have. It gotta be that want to be like, I don't want to see my people in this situation.
Gotcha.
What can I do to inspire my people to stay out of that and get out that situation?
Yeah.
Because like we said before, like, I don't know now. One of my homies that's like, I want to gangbang for the rest of my life. Not one.
Not one.
And if I do, it's probably somebody that, they feel like they lost it all. And
So
at
they're
times,
it's like they're so low.
well, it's like at times that might be all somebody do got, because like I feel like for me, I resorted to my homies and stuff when I felt like those was the ones that was showing me love the most. Like when I needed it from my family, I felt like I was getting it from the homies. So it made me gravitate
honest.
towards them.
That's honest.
It made me want to be like, okay, well, shit, if I feel the love from them, I need to go over there, not knowing that, yeah, that's love. But at the same time, if my homies ain't helping me better myself and I'm not helping better them, like, what are we really doing? And I used to tell them all the time. I kind of fell off, but I will always be like, if we're not talking about real estate, if we're not talking about residual income, if we're not talking about how to grow as men,
Right.
or, be better for our families, be better for each other.
Right.
You feel me? Because I feed off of y'all energy.
Yes.
Like it be times where I feel uninspired.
Yep.
Boom will send me something, or I hear something that you did with Boom or he did with Boom, and it is that switch that turned back on. Like, oh, that's the reason why we doing it.
That's why I love the yard, because I'm not going to sit right there and lie. And that's just to bounce off what you said. He does that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like what people finna realize about us, this is really a brotherhood. So outside of music,
Yes.
we still converse.
Yes.
So if I am going through something, like he said, boom, it hit you up with a beat. Like, man, look, I heard this, and it sound like, man, look, you can use this right now. Basically, like, look, man, look, whatever you going through right now, Jot that shit down, man, and throw it on that real quick.
And
man.
music is just the yeah, like like I said, when I was headed down that route, the Remedy Yard came at one of my darkest times in life. And then I just felt a calling on me though. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing something different. Putting my productivity in something else.
You were tapped. You were tapped in.
And it was like a 180. Like I stopped doing certain things that I used to do. You know what I'm saying? I stopped just let me see what this do. Let me see. Okay, let me write this out, and that's where we at today. So it's definitely like divine order.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it. You know what I'm saying? This shit came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
In all reality, it did. It really came out of nowhere.
No, I wouldn't say it came out of nowhere.
But I'm saying like as far as just because he know like that I was. You know what I'm saying? And then it just turned around. Like, you know what?
Our first, and this not even our first album that we was gonna do was called Hustle. So imagine what we was really talking about. We was really talking about how you survive
through life every day.
Hustle. And if you go off of what we was talking about in the beginning, oh yeah.
I see the acronym.
Yeah.
I was like, how you survive?
And grab that from him. Like that's the whole thing.
And I didn't make that up though.
Like,
but when I seen, I forgot who I got that from. But
grab it from him.
It hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like this is what we surviving every day. That's like when the name Boomer turned into an acronym for me. Like being optimistic, overcoming my everyday reality. Because I got to keep that mindset. As many negative thoughts come across my mind, to be optimistic in this environment that we in, so I could keep my sanity.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying, stay balanced and grounded.
It went from that to what you see now. So
What was the switch for you, Hayes?
The switch for me?
When it went from how y'all say there are a lot of young men, especially, and young ladies, like you said, 10-year-old, 12-year-olds. That's all
feel
these
like
young
they trapped.
that feel like they trapped. But you said listening. If people are willing to listen, if they're willing to listen, and what's the switch that can get them to choose the maybe more challenging but righteous or upstanding road. What changed in your world, Hayes?
My kids.
Period.
My kids. I always, in the beginning, it was like, man, I got them. But then I started asking myself as I went on, I would not want my kids raised by nobody else. Or, you feel me? It was really my kids. And then I started thinking, you also got to start thinking about this. As we get older and from doing all the bad stuff we're doing, your kids is eventually going to hear or they're going to see about it. Now, my kids is of the age now to where they hear it.
Yeah.
My whole thing is cool. I can change what you hear. I can change that by the outcome of the stuff that I'm doing now. My kids will never, ever see the stuff that I've done back then. I'll never draw them to that area. That ain't their life. You feel me? So for me to stay on the great narrow or for me to be the hero to my kids, I know I can't move backwards. I live that life. You got to think about it from what I'm gonna bump it up. I'm gonna say from 0203 to now. You gotta think about it. I was outside.
Right.
I done seen that shit for
How
so
old
many
you?
years in my
02,
life.
03?
12.
12.
02 I was 12. 03 I was 13.
Wow.
So I done already seen a lot already.
Right.
So from me seeing it and then to being in it, man, to keep me out of it, I got a junior, one son. And I refuse for my son to be anything like I was in my past.
Understood.
So that's what keeps me focused. That in the yard.
Yeah.
It's definitely the yard. Like the yard keep me focused. I know big dog right here, our big dog right here. Like I say, they not afraid to say like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, bro, you got to chill out.
Yeah.
Or you doing too much or do this.
Yeah.
Or you need that.
Absolutely. Did you tell me your switch? I feel like you alluded to it in what you said, but I didn't know if you wanted to state it.
Somewhat. It was like he kind of said, he had to hit his lowest point to come up with the remedy. you know.
Gotcha.
And it's like, for me, it was me getting shot, and it was understanding how can I think something different is gonna happen for me if I keep doing the same thing? How do you expect change if you keep operating the same way? You know, it was like, I thought moving fast was everything. I thought I had to be fast. I thought I had to stick and move. And it was like, the more I stuck and moved, the more I see myself getting myself into stuff, getting pulled over by the cops,
Right.
getting my car fucking slashed, by the cops, searching for, certain stuff. I'm 20 years old with a 7 Series BMW. I'm thinking, the world of myself, wool seats and,
Whoa.
everything. Like,
My nigga said.
nah, but it's like I started to think I was not somebody I was not, but I started to think like, oh, this is the way I gotta do it, because I seen everybody eyes on me, not knowing that was the wrong thing to do. I don't need everybody eyes on me. Why?
No.
Because if everybody is able to calculate my moves before I do, how am I moving?
Man.
What they say, you never supposed to let your left hand know what your right hand is
doing.
For sure.
and
Man.
I was both hands right here. Oh,
Right,
you
right.
doing this, you doing that.
Right.
And
Right.
I feel like I said, I was at the wrong place at the right time for them. And I felt like that was all of my karma, not only for me, but from the people around me. So
Gotcha.
now, what could I do to try to change that karma for all of us?
Right.
Because like I tell everybody, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
No.
Like, I literally wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Right.
The thought of you, like, damn, I'm about to die. I'm right in front of a mortuary when this happened. I'm looking at the mortuary when this happened. If it wasn't for my little brother, like, saying, oh shit, and me seeing the flash from the gun, I would be dead right now. It's like, why was you looking at the mortuary? That was the universe giving me a sign. Like, you got to change your outlook on certain things. Like, I'm a make you go through what you going through, but I'm going to keep you here.
Right.
But just know the next time, because literally after it happened, I swear I heard a voice in my head that said, this happened. Yeah, the voice in my head.
I love it.
But it was me. But it just told me, like, you put yourself in this situation again, you ain't coming out of it.
Man.
So just imagine that.
Y'all identify with that?
Yeah,
Just imagine that.
I'm a cemetery baby. That's what
I
we call
was
ourselves.
you this close to death. Like, this close to death. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how bad I'm hurt. No, nothing. All I'm thinking to myself is just, you let this shit happen again, like, you ain't gonna get spared. I didn't had homies shot one time
And go.
and didn't make it. Get hit by straight bullets, it don't make it. So it's like, for me to get that to happen to me,
Testimony.
and for me to be able to get up out of it, and for me to literally meet them around the time
The exact
that
same time.
stuff happened.
Definitely a purpose in all of that.
It's
I
like-
don't take that for granted
None
at
of
all.
None of it.
Oh.
And it's like, that's why I appreciate them more than words could ever describe. And I always tell him and Boob, like, no matter what, y'all ain't got to worry about nothing, because at the end of the day, this is what we about.
Yeah.
Not only am I trying to make myself better, but I want y'all to be better.
Of course.
Not only are y'all trying to make yourself better, y'all want me to be better.
Actual.
And what do? We hold each other accountable.
That's period.
Mm-hmm.
That's on period. So then I have to ask, because it's almost like, I'm sure my viewers or my lovers, for sure I know that they all are in agreement with whatever and support with whatever y'all do, because that's part of y'all being a part of love culture.
Hey.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Period. But the logical next question is, with these gentlemen and your long lasting history and all of the similarities in your histories, what made Wyann a yarder? Because you told it to me at Islands in Burbank. I remember
Because I told you I don't do friends, and you looked at me with the puppy dog face. I'm not your friend. I'm like,
I was upset.
That's
Let
how
me
it
be
went.
honest.
And
I
it-
was mad.
And it was like, no, you a yarder.
I wasn't upset. I wasn't mad. I was upset. But I was still upset.
Because a yarder, friends end.
Yeah.
It's END at the end of that. It's an end to that.
Friend and a term.
So I've had bad experience with friends.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So I really, it's words. I'm being a word. So I don't like saying friend, just like I don't like saying humble and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's me seeing a yarder can be interpreted in many different ways. Another way is moving the chains in life to continue getting them touchdowns. You know.
Yeah. I see
So-
it. I see it.
I see you push forward and push through and continue. You set your goals. You got your mindset and you go for it. That's the same shit we do.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? It's cohesive. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You genuine and you know what I'm saying. The vibe. It wasn't forced. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, can you come over and be, it would be cool if you could. It wasn't like that. It was just like, you know what I'm saying? It felt right, and that's what it was. So, like I said, when I'm guided, so my steps be guided. So, in the timing that I get that now, I don't neglect that.
That's right.
So it's like that was one of the moments, like, you're a yarder.
I love that. I think I said that exactly. That pitch. I'm almost certain everything you just said was
That
exactly
pitch for
it.
sure.
No, that pitch. You know the pitch. That's the pitch. My Yarder brothers, I've exhausted the questions that I had for you. I had something else that I literally wrote other things down, but the natural flow of this conversation was so human. And my lovers, my love culture, whether you're listening or on looking, if you know any young man or young lady, or however one would identify, who is seemingly stuck in their whateverness, could be self-doubt, could be lack of motivation, could be the streets itself. Please, at this point and no later in this broadcast, stop the pod, press the share button on whatever app you're on, and send it directly to this individual. Whoever you thought of as I said that, you thought of someone. If this applies to you, it won't hit everybody. But if you talk about the community, I know online we've built a community of lovers, literally. Love culture, right? Non-corny positivity for a reason. These gentlemen are some of the most positive individuals that I know. It didn't come from nowhere, though. They recognize the value in being the type of optimistic, understanding, positive, upstanding leaders for generations that they are now. They went through life and had to learn it in real time.
Hard way.
And the hard way in some cases. In a lot of the hard way. Let me keep your words. The hard way. If their stories can prevent someone that you love from having to go through anything similar, that what we said, and if any of my real loves is listening, all the shit we didn't say. Because there was a lot that right? I think there was a lot that we didn't say. And some of y'all is some real, y'all know more languages than just English. So when you're listening to this broadcast and you're listening to these voices of these men telling you these stories and being very intentional with their word selection, I'll say, I'm letting y'all know, I grew up in a house on a hill in Glendale. I did not grow up in this realm but I grew up with real people, real ladies, real essays, real gentlemen, real LGBTQ. Hey, there's some gangbanging LGBTQ plus folks out there, and these niggas will pull your whole real card. By the way, I mean in real life, they will pull a real man. I'll tell y'all that after. But my point in saying that is, I think there are certain things in life that one of my therapist instructors used to call equalizers. Love is an equalizer. That love gonna hit you, and when you feel it, it's yours. Rather, you're it's. You know what I'm saying? You belong to that vibration. When that love leaves, whether you wanted it to or not, that heartbreak is an equalizer. You can be a Trump supporter or an Obama supporter. Heartbreak is heartbreak, baby. It don't give no fucks. Let me help you out. It don't care. It does not care about any of that. Addiction is an equalizer. I've met millionaire individuals who've had to, undergo,
Overcome
treatment and overcome addictions. And I've had some homeless youth that I've had to help get into their outpatient or inpatient, depending on how severe their addictions were. What I mean to say is it crosses color boundaries, it crosses socioeconomic strata. It doesn't matter. What I'm telling you right now is these stories here are the types of stories that I wanted to start the year off with, because this is unadulterated, unfiltered, raw, pure, and real. I mean, this is love. These individuals telling you the stories, and with the candor that they've told you their stories, that comes from transparency and love. They don't have to share these things about them. I hope you know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have been seeing Boom on the pod for years and didn't know half the things you just learned about him, right? You've seen Hayes in more of the love lounges. You probably didn't realize that's who you were seeing, especially if we start talking about El DeBarge or Shaka Khan or Moonchild. Amber, this is the guy. This is what I was talking about, Amber. I'll send this to you. Don't worry about it. But any of the music aficionado stuff, this is the gentleman. And Said is probably newer to us in love culture, just for y'all, but this is not news here. These are all brothers, right? And these gentlemen were gracious enough to open their hearts, their souls, and their stories to us. And in hip hop, I think that's a lot of what we've done. A lot of people sharing their stories. You even mentioned you're a storyteller in hip hop. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when you rap, you're a storyteller. You know that your story is going to connect to someone else's story. They don't have to come from Compton. No. It's the fact that the human condition is the human condition, right? And I wanted to kick this year off, especially giving this tribute to hip hop that we're giving it all year, by the way. So don't feel like you're getting cheated. I want to thank my brothers, because I'm figuring we could have this part and have them like get ready to go where they have to go, if they have to go anywhere. Up to you.
All right then. Thank you. Thank
you for having us.
I look, because I'm like, I got like the last couple things to do, but I can let my brothers go to bed. No, but yes, no, and in the pay your dues, you will hear how to reach each of these individuals. So don't feel like you won't know them. But just for people who need to hear things more than once, tell everyone your handle, how to see you over all social media.
You could catch me on all social media platforms at CASAID95. That's CASAID 95.
Boom.
Me on Instagram at L7Hayes.
L, the number 7, HAZE, yeah?
Yes. Ma'am.
Okay.
Y'all know who did it.
Literally. No, that
Will me.
Foil me.
Boomer did it. Google me. No, I'm just playing.
Oh my
everything.
whole God. Oh my whole God.
Everything is Boomer did it. BOOMERDIDIT. Also at the Yarders. THEYARDERS website coming soon.
Yeah.
Where you can see it, all of us individually and together.
And Relief Apparel.
Yeah, that part.
Oh yeah, we've shouted them out on the pod.
Got to
continue to do that. But that's also in-house. That's all family.
And we got stuff on the way, so y'all just stay in tune. You feel me? Stay in tune.
Yes. Because on this section of the pod, rather, this ain't even the pay your dues, but on the pay your dues section of the pod, I'll always continuously let you know what's been coming up or what is coming up. If they have shows, if we're out somewhere making an appearance and in store, anything that possibly comes up, I'll be making sure that we all are abreast of what that looks like. So thank you guys.
Appreciate you for having us.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Man, I loved having my brothers on here with me. It's a beautiful thing when you have a bunch of folks in your corner to get down with, to make sure that you're in this sometimes lonely industry with, and it's okay to recognize, that this place can get lonely. If you don't recognize your feelings, you're bound to suffer the consequences of them. So if you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, or a creative that's experiencing some low motivation or the feelings of needing someone to be on this journey with you while you're conquering stuff every single day, man, tap in. Tap in with Love Culture, tap in with the Yarders, tap in with all of the endeavors and things that you'll be seeing us doing. I'll be definitely making sure y'all are abreast of what we do in the future. But man, that was an incredible talk with my boys. So that is how you get raised. In this episode, you have seen a #HighY. You have seen a get raised with the Yarders. The first thing we started with, and I told you about at the top of the episode, was the Do I Diddy, which will be from the Yarders. Please make sure you stay to the end to listen to music from the gentleman that you just got raised by, because it's worth the wait. Trust and believe me. On to Wyann's words of wisdom. Urban counselor, shouts out to my mastermind's brother. He's going to love this. It's something that we've been talking about in love lounges across socials for the last week or so. The Wyann's words of wisdom for episode 53. There is no BBLing the process. There is no BBL for the process. There is no BBL for relationship. For anyone who may not know, a BBL is called a Brazilian butt lift. And it's what a lot of mostly ladies are getting to achieve a body style they prefer. This can happen for a plethora of reasons. However, they have decided that the God-given shape they have, or working out in a gym, or maybe changing a dietary routine or lifestyle, none of these things are the option. If they want to look a certain way, they can get a BBL. And they can look that way with plastic surgery immediately in comparison to the amount of work they would have had to do. Ladies, don't feel picked on. The idea of not being able to BBL the process or relationships is not solely about picking on a style of body alteration that mostly women do. The idea of BBLing something, just a slang, funny, weird enough that you'll remember it way to say that you can't cheat the process. In this life, you're going to go through the ups and the downs, the ins and the outs, the lows and the highs. What you need to know is that there are lessons in the lows that the highs will require you to know if you want to stay up. We love to talk about being up. We love to talk about raising it up here on this podcast. Imagine you are an individual on a weight loss journey. You weigh 295 pounds and you want to be 275. What you have to know, there's a lesson at 290 that's going to inform you about how to move at 280. And there's a lesson at 278 that you're going to need to know for when you make it to 275. The process is the learning. The juice of life, the flavor is in that process. And if folks don't want to or are opting nowadays out of taking in the full process, they are also deciding to experience some form of a come down after they go up high. You can reach success in peace or in pieces. It's up to you. And really, the idea of being successful, we talked about last year, it generally includes happiness. If you have an issue and are looking to make a better way for yourself, your family, your lifestyle, and you're unable, just simply unable to find happiness in today, thinking that a wad of money, winning the lottery, means that you'll have happiness tomorrow, you should really go and look in some studies about who wins the lottery and what ends up happening. Loads of unhappiness, loads of dissatisfaction, loads of depression, loads of suicidal ideation to people who get fortunes overnight, like winning the lottery. Money doesn't fix you. Surgeries don't fix you. If you want to be happy in the process, excuse me, I said that wrong. If you want to be happy in the end, you have to find happiness in the process. If you want to be happy in the end, you have to find the happy in the process. I wish there were another way. I wish I could tell you that there was something simpler than that, or that it was more complicated even. None of those things are the case. I want you guys to go back and listen to this conversation from Said, Hayes, and Boomer and myself today. And I want you to know that the types of men that you saw sitting here before you would not be who they are had they not experienced everything they experienced in their lives. There was no shortcut. There was no, you wake up one day and you are Boomer did it. You wake up one day and you're L7 Hayes. In Said's case, every day he wakes up is some form of a miracle. So I want you to recognize, especially if you're in love culture, we take care of our members. You want to know why it's so awesome and fun to take care of the members of love culture? It's because they never ask to be taken care of. The members of love culture, they come to love culture to ask what they can give. They come to love lounges on Instagram and buy up a bunch of love badges, or they're a part of the Love Culture Street team and they repost and they comment and they share and they like things. If they want to, they subscribe to my Patreon or the Wyanna, WYANNA channel on Instagram. They come to Clubhouse Talks and they invest non-refundable time and energy with other members of Love Culture. These are individuals that are members of a community of love. These individuals, when they come into the Love Lounge on AMP, if they do music, they don't have to say a word. Their stuff is already in my playlist. It's just a matter of whether I see them in the room that day. I keep Love's music locked and loaded because they're always looking to invest into the culture. They would never have to ask for anything because it's just so natural to reciprocate and reinvest the well-stocked energy they've put into me and the culture. For me to hand that right back to them feels amazing. If you are an individual who would need to go in my free game highlight on Wyanna's account on Instagram, if you are one of the individuals who would look for something from people when you have invested nothing, if you are one of the people who would start to ask for things without any idea of being a part of something like Love Culture for real, if you are a person who would contact me in order to attempt to love through me and not to me, I am telling you right now, it's disgusting, it's sad, and it feels ugly. It's not the way, bro. It's not the way. In Love Culture, you hit the gym, you put up the shots, you practice your form, you do the squats, hit the ropes, get your abs up, practice the yoga with Kaye, with Wendy, come as you are yoga. You're in. You're in with us. When you do these things, it's so natural to be right there back into you. It's just natural. I don't even think twice about it. If you didn't know what Kaye was, don't ask me for shit in this culture of love that we've created. Don't ask. Not for a recommendation, not for a spin in the Love Lounge on AMP, not for a shout out in the Love Lounge on Instagram, not to be brought on my stage on Clubhouse. Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't ask. The answer is no. If you don't know who the Yarders are, if you don't know, now you know. Let me make it very clear. And I'm going to make sure to clip this piece of this episode for the Raise It Up Y page. If you are not a member of Love Culture, do not expect one benefit of Love Culture. With love, though. With so much love. But members add value. Users seek to gain shit. That's the separating factor. All users, just know. No BBLs over here, baby. You cannot BBL a relationship and you cannot BBL the process. If you're killing the game, doing your thing, someone will notice. Who cares if the person ain't me? But someone will. Trust and believe me. And I do wish you lots of love and luck on your way. I really, truly do. But like Ali Shaheed said on an episode of Jazz is Dead Radio on AMP, I can listen to your music. I should not validate it at all. I can listen to it. It does not validate your existence that I've heard your music. If you ever need help learning about your self-worth, all episodes from 2021 can help you with that. And I'm very, very thankful for the fact that you all listen to this podcast. And if you don't listen to this podcast, maybe you should start. Not just listen for the cool stuff, but listen. Really take the time to invest and really think of yourself as something or someone. You know? I feel like this Wyann's words of wisdom was pretty pointed. And if you feel like the point was at you, it probably was. And that's okay. Because real love makes room for correction as well. All right? I love y'all. I love y'all. And I love y'all. And before I go, put the point out, down. The smallest turn up ever. So we have some pay your dues. Y'all see the hair. That is nothing but at Hair by Quista, HAIRBYQUISTA, Hair by Quista. Thank you so much. Of course, my hair has been conditioned and well prepared by at I Love the Do, ILOVETHEDOUX. I Love the Do products. All right, my cousin Maya Smith, the lead MC, head MC, and HNIC of The Do and all the products therein. Please make sure you support at Sally's, at Target, at Walgreens, at Walmart, and other places. Also at THEDOUX.com. I would really like that. The next few folks I want you to check out were the voices that you heard. So make sure at CASAID95, the numbers, that's at CA, short for California Said. New single, Ups and Downs, featuring one of our favorite loves, Y Dizzle with 5 Z's, YDIZ to the 5th power, LE. Make sure you all are supporting some of that. L7 Hayes at L, the number 7, HAZE on Instagram. Make sure you are supporting at Boomer Did It, BOOMERDIDIT. And our page collectively, The Yarders, THEYARDERS. WyannVon.com for anything else you might want to know about this wonderful host with the most. Please make sure to check us out. Right. Wyann Von, WYANNVAUGHN.com. Love Tuesdays on Instagram, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After we get done with our Love Tuesdays, we've been hitting on AMP, at on AMP on Instagram, but hashtag live on AMP is the easiest way to find it on Instagram or somewhere else. But I think on AMP, my name is Wyann, WYANN. But our get downs happen 8:44 p.m. on the West, 11:44 p.m. It is our Love Lounge After Dark on Tuesdays. Pretty fun shit. We really go up. The conversation is amazing, but we turn the fuck up. And I'm really happy to support a lot of my homies on that app, West Coast, or just, deep cuts from people that I really admire who are also a part of love culture. These are people who listen to the podcast and fuck with Wyann the long way as well. So this is amazing. Patreon, all these things you can find on my Instagram. That's not true. All these things you can find on my website. Raise It Up Y on all platforms. RAISEITUPWY. Make sure you come and visit us on Clubhouse on Sundays. Yeah. That was a lot of information. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it through the longest episode of Raise It Up Y that you've ever heard. I'm still debating whether we're going to put this whole thing out or whether I'm going to chop up half and put it for next time. Some amazing information in here, though. This amazing stories. So we'll see if you guys get a full thing or if part of this happens on February's episode. However, I love you. I hope you all are amazing and do well for your entire 2023. And as always, stay real. Doom back. But also stay because we got California 795, L7 Hayes in the place. Boom, did it, y'all know who did it, yeah.
Raise it up, why? Raise it up, raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. Raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. The west side, raise it up. Raise it up, 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 raise it up.
Thought it was cold for the yard, we simmering like some chitlins. Real shit, feel the adrenaline rush. Remain a gentleman about the Benjamins, but trust I've been prepared since Dickies and wearing Pendletons. And if you got an issue, tougher this one gristle. Rearrange your cartilage, nosy you shouldn't have started. Talking out the side of yo, disrespecting the body, yo. The remedy is in me, removing you vehemently. Rather stamp up my passport, duck the task force. For the dope we provide to the people, get what they ask for. Gotta get paid on a payday, with no delay. Or it's a melee, Mayday, I'm such a baby. Brown skin Negro, new jack, yo Nino. With a centerfold, complexion is cappuccino. Beating up the block, production and never stop. Y'all know who did it, no knock, we picking locks.
Look, I'm in the zone, so I'm lottery picking. Mistaking me for being broke, shit, you gotta be tripping. There's really levels to this shit, and it's gotta be different. Boom, hit me from the plane, so this gotta be business. Real niggas locked in, so we politic different. I'm talking bands after bands, fuck following bitches. I got a few mouths to feed, so I'm bottling feelings. In the street, we pay for keeps, so I ride with the pistol. And grown enough to tell y'all chill. I don't rock with you niggas, I love the hood, they let me back. We did a lot for each other, to put my life up on the line. Yeah, I'll die for my brother, shit, this the life I grew to live. I don't like it, I love it.
Heavy pressure correction, we heavy stepping west-west. Give them all of the heat, that's Smith-Wesson. Give lesson, got a guard number 3, that's pure legend. Yeah, you guessed it, I was talking to D. She gon' get it right after she go wade in the water. It's no skimming, this eliminate all of the talking. I told critics this pill gon' get harder to swallow. You spoke killing it, didn't take long for karma to come reeling it. Haze need a place and boom, gotta be straight to real. Giving the feels, one skate, we all skate. One plate, we all late. So many cousins I couldn't find, they coming out the woods for more paper. I don't got time for problems, don't bring them. Life been good on mine, it's more flavor. Add to the cup, it's up, we on baby. Trust in the slut like what, you so
step
crazy.
into the yard, beware of the dogs. Don't you ever disregard when you step into the yard. It ain't no frauds involved, you get down when you mad at it all gets soft in the yard. You don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. Step into the yard,